T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Fight!
Yo, hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep nonetheless, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up show. We come back with CHANN in the building. I feel yet again rusty. I feel like I haven't been here for a while. Have I not been here for a while, guys? This is asking me to verify if it's me. We didn't have boxing matches and fights this week, so I hang on. I thought we would just talk about obviously what's happened in the week of boxing. Is that still my I don't think I have my password anymore. Hang on one sec. These things always asking for fucking passwords and etc etc etc. God damn. Okay. Hang on, let me just verify. Let me just verify something. Fucking hell, Google. Yes, it's me. Okay, you're gonna let me in now. Let's get the banner. Let's get the banner up in the building. How have you guys been? Hope you've had a great day. Come on. Yes. She is I and I am her. Where are you? Where are you, girl? Where are you? LadyChann hangout. So we'll talk anything all and all boxing. There you go. Shanny's in the building. What's up? Right. So let me get this banner up. Let's see who's popping up. Un momento, por favor. Okay, so this banner needs to... I am changing these. The batteries are downstairs in my post box, and it's my bad that I haven't absolutely gone and sorted them out. Okay, so LadyChann hangout. Just short and sweet. LadyChann hang out. I know them beeps kill my bloody nerves. You get used to them after a while, which is so funny, but God, they still do my head in. And we will take calls. We will. Does my mic sound nice? Jiggity check 1, check 2. Does my mic sound nice? Also, let's get that into the chiggity chat. Okay. Reloaded. Woo! Okay. Do I need to pin that? I think I do. So we're hanging out. And we will be taking some calls, whoever wants to call in, because I know some people don't like joining panel and some people... let me just raise up the troops, because I know... El troops. Okay. Where you at? Where you at? Mm. Where you at? Where you at? Everything you own in the box to the left. All right, so, oh yeah, roll call. Roll fucking call. All right, let's do the roll call, shall we? Roll call is in the build. Let's see who's in the building. But this is roll call regardless of. I think there was someone else. Fuck, someone else joined and I haven't added them. I know there is. And I've forgotten who they are. So hopefully they pop up. Someone. Okay, so we will have Modern King Boxing in the build King Randa Dawn. Jimmy, Ringside Reporter live in the build What up, Ringside Reporter? King Boxing in the build Lisa Bell's my sister in the build Stephen T in the build Mark Niggly Nash in the build Gerald Banks in the build New Media Today USA Boxing in the build I was having some fires. I was over watching like, oh goddamn, like the stuff that goes on over there of these aerosexuals. It's quite sickening. They're in the building, isn't they? AJ All Day in the building. Charlo in the building. TJ King Thomas Jones in the building. Hap in the building. El Primero in the building. Dr. P in the building. Swab in the building. And there's someone else. I forgot to add them. They joined last week, and I forgot to add them on the roll call. I can't remember, but you may pop your head in. So just in the building. Adari Pennant in the building. What up, Adari? I know I'm here. We've had some technicalities with Ray Mercer, but don't worry, don't ever fear. Shani's here. He'll be on the show, and he said, to express apologies of back, forth and forth. One of them was my fault, but such is life. Things happen, Okay, so hang on. I think I got a message. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. All right. So, introducing, 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 AJ all day, Alex. What up, AJ? AJ all day.
Thank you.
What's up? We will be joined by Kenny Ken in a little old minute there.
Sweet.
Hey DP, I am doing mighty fine. Donald Banks in the build. I just called you out and welcome. Nice to see you. Nice.
Looking mighty fine.
Oh man, there was no boxing this weekend. Well, not as such. It was a little bit. Un poquito, pero no más.
It felt weird, man.
No more than a little bit, to be fair.
But it felt really weird. I mean, like I was literally left with nothing to do until like Saturday, hardly.
UGC Flame, what up, Dow UG in the building? What happened to your membership, eh? I'll be a member for a month. But yeah, shouts out to you, UGC Flame in the building. Always nice to see you, mate. Yeah, it felt weird, but it was also a bit of a relief, especially for UK fight fans, where we get to actually sleep in at the weekend instead of
yeah, that's right.
Stay up mad late. Yeah.
True that.
It was a bit of a difference. There was boxing on, like we did Prediction League, but I mean, wasn't nothing to write home about, was it?
Yeah, they were like the small, like obscure cards, so.
Yeah, I'd like to see the results of that. Shouts out to Champ Ross. And
they got to check too.
Yeah, shouts out to him. So we're just gonna dive in.
Wrap it up, man.
Freestyling. We will have Ray Mercer on.
Lastly, Ray Wilder coming back, our American heavyweight coming back on the 15th. Is it hard to come back from a KO loss and still be
what is hard to come back is you gotta learn how to fucking box before you come back.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh God, man! Somebody needs to make a T-shirt of that. Just his face right there and like him saying his catchphrase. I swear I'll wear that shit every day.
That's why when Ray don't worry. Right, when Ray gets on, it's going to be. There's been some technicalities, but don't worry. He expresses his sincere apologies being on the show.
You'll get him. You'll get him. He'll be on.
Yeah. I keep the link and stuff like that. So, like, yeah. We like I keep saying, we're gonna chop it up about his thoughts on Deontay Wilder in the building. So yeah, we will get him, and he only tells the truth.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And as we know, Eddie Hearn has come out to say that, Fury Joshua is off that fight. Tyson Fury do this. Just throw him away at this point.
What? It's not happening?
No, it's off.
What?
I said it on a report. No, it's off.
Oh my God.
Because on Wednesday, right? Yeah, no. On Wednesday was the last time they heard from Team Queensbury. Never heard anything else. Tyson Fury was off on. So the last correspondence was on Wednesday. AJ was like, well, like we can't keep switching and 1 minute because now there's a contract that's been sent by Tyson Fury to Derek Chisora. A new contract has been sent to Derek Chisora. So did Tyson Fury really want this fight? Let's have it right. I doubt it.
Okay, I'm gonna say I want to believe that he didn't, given by his history and stuff like that, how he cons people and just you just got to ask yourself a few questions. Who has a history of pulling out of fights, Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury?
Well, we all know Tyson Fury. He's got a problem pulling out full stop. He's got 6 kids. He never pulls out.
Who has a history of lying, Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury?
He pulls out at the wrong fights.
Yeah.
He pulls out at the fights. He's not pulling out when it's, at home 6 kids later.
Yep. Who has a history? Who's a liar? Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury?
We know, AJ, but when we say people go, you're being a fanboy, like they're not fanboys. We're not being a fan. We're just calling like we do with facts, stats, and data. Like we're telling the truth. Tyson Fury has pulled out of the fight and has offered Derek Chisora for a second time round for a trilogy. Who is Derek Chisora is managed by 258 Management, who is AJ's management.
Yep.
So, so you can't be fighting both of them, can you? No. So you've pulled out of the AJ fight because you want to do Derek Chisora, Manuel Char. You want to do this KSI shit. Yeah. So Eddie came out today and said, we'd still be up for making the fight, but Tyson Fury doing Instagram demands. Like we sent over a final draft, I think on Monday they did, and spoke about it up until Wednesday and never heard nothing more.
There's the celebrity of Anthony Joshua's scale, who's got endorsements, sponsors, stuff like that. I mean, that. I mean, I'm hearing it's not like I factored that in for. That takes time to hash out. He's got to involve that stuff. So dude, it's not going to happen overnight. You know what I mean? And here you are posting it. You don't. I mean, Tyson Fury does he have endorsement and spot not as much as AJ does? So it's you got to hash out all that stuff. So it's not like it's going to happen overnight. So while I do believe that he did want the fight, I mean, honestly, he was being very cynical. He was trying to get AJ when he was weak. That's what it was. So I do believe that had the fight, I do believe that he kind of wanted it, but also if it didn't happen, he was more than happy with that, even for it to not take place.
Yep. That's why
his downside would have been okay, he turned it down. I'm just gonna shame him and discredit him in public, saying he ducked me like he usually does. And this is why I'm saying I don't know why Eddie Hearn and AJ even wasted their time with this. I mean, because shout out to Jules Ring IQ, he did a video. He was saying had it been him, he just would have posted the video of Tyson Fury announcing the fight last year, and that pretty much all that pretty much would have been done them season, son.
I just spoke to Prince Khalid, and the fight is on. The fight is on, people. The money is in escrow. Then the next day, I'm fighting Deontay Wilder.
And it's why does nobody ever seem to bring this up? Nobody ever talks about that. Like, I mean, like, it's like, why would you announce the fight the day before when you know you're fighting Wilder? Like, what was the point of all that?
It was always a lie, like what Jules has said. I remember when me, Jules, a couple other, hi Candice, my sister in the building. What up,
You.
Candice? Candice, you can come on the panel if you want. The link is in the chat. The link's in the chat, Candice. You can come on and flame on if you can. Me, Jules, a couple other content creators, we was flaming, saying this is Tyson Fury's way to use AJ's name to garner traction, to talk about, to promote other fights. Never really wanting to fight AJ. We can clearly see this now.
I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, honestly, it's shameless. It's kind of disgusting, really, and it just makes you look bad. And you know all this, but you still continue to do it. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
It's a repetitive pattern, isn't it? I don't know why he even bites into it. Like,
I mean, so like, I was never confident this fight was going to happen. Never. I mean, like, I was hoping AJ and Eddie Hearn would tell Fury to go fuck himself. I mean, but that's what I would have done.
He should have. But Eddie Hearn saying that, he's been okay. Our next guest is here. Eddie Hearn has said that basically he's had such a good relationship now formed with George Warren, who is Frank Warren's son, that there's fights that they can get made now that wasn't to be made before. So maybe a positive has come out of this negative, but all on the back of Joshua. But I'm sure Joshua, he's like, they're going to just go back, do their plan, isn't it? Joshua's just going to do his comeback fights, and that's how it is. Let's get this guest on.
Okay.
I'm introducing. Kenny. What up, Kenny?
Hi, AJ. Hi,
what up, Ken?
Hi, LadyChann.
Hi,
what have I missed?
Mate.
Don't tell. What's he done again? What's the guy from Withenshaw in South Manchester done this time? What's he done?
Your pal from Morecambe. So Eddie Hearn's come out and stated that the fight is off because Tyson Fury, they sent in their last draft on Monday, and Tyson Fury called the fight off, and then he got the extension, and Queensberry haven't got back to Eddie Hearn since Wednesday. So, and then they've given Derek Chisora a new contract. Tyson Fury's offered Derek Chisora a new contract. So what does that say?
Well, basically what it says is the talks are still ongoing. That's what's happening. Talks are still ongoing. And Tyson Fury,
no, he hasn't. Well, he said nothing from George, not a text, nothing.
It's not nothing to do with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn does not. It's to do with 258 management, which is managed by Josh.
They've heard nothing. AJ's heard nothing.
Yeah,
they've heard nothing.
You know the thing about it, right? Eddie Hearn is not his fault.
Heard nothing. Yeah, it's not. But, he said there was a text. They last spoke on Wednesday. They offered their final draft, Eddie Hearn, and then that was it. And Eddie said, "Thank you, Kelvin." Eddie said, "The fight's off." Yeah, you do.
Oh, is it off?
Yeah, it's off.
That's fair enough. It's a shame.
Today he came out and said the fight's off.
That's a shame because, Tyson Fury, needs to understand that,
there's a shit house.
Tyson Fury needs to realise that there's a lot of people, casuals, who don't know boxing, but there are a few boxing fans who know the sport, and they know full well. And sporting icons, he's been saying what I've been saying for a long, long time, man, about that. Patience has to be a virtue with Tyson Fury, and he has to be serious because. Gareth Davis said that it's all about calling one's bluff, and the fact is that we've all seen how it works in boxing: TV stations, undercard, sponsorships. Anthony Joshua being a phenomenon economically and as a business, as a brand. Tyson Fury wanting a piece of that brand. Tyson Fury needs to stop messing people around. Fights don't get made like that. Fights just doesn't happen. His fight with Derek Chisora, that doesn't necessarily going to happen in December because Derek Chisora, again, he's going to want his cut. He's got a contract, but he needs a lawyer to look over it. So Tyson Fury needs to understand, right? Don't build people's hopes up. Just understand and accept that you will get your fight when the lawyers have had a look at it. Once the sponsors, your sponsors and AJ's numerous sponsors get satisfied, they all get their cut. They all want their logo over the TV stations and on the billboards and on the advertising halls during a fight. That's how it happens. He knows this. He knows this, Tyson Fury.
I know.
So
He's called it off, and that's that.
Yeah, he's called it off. But one thing about Tyson Fury is don't mess people back. Because let me tell you something now. I said it last week. I was on a boxing show about a couple of hours ago, and the first thing I said about Tyson Fury is that remember one thing when it comes to travellers, right? You're not the big. You don't bring as much money to the table as Billy Joe Saunders, did. I was at a boxing fight with both of them on the bill. Tyson Fury was top of the bill against Derek Chisora. When Billy Joe Saunders fought Chris Eubank Jr., all of his fans, who made up most of the crowd, went and celebrated Billy Joe Saunders. They didn't stay around for the Tyson Fury fight. Now, that was 8 years down the line. Don't think that, that you carried that much fan base amongst your own people and the British people as you can. AJ will sell the tickets. Doesn't mean AJ shouldn't get most of the money. You should get most of the money, rightly so, because you're the champion. But be patient. Be patient. This fight can be made. It's off now, but, if you want it to go on, do one thing for me, Tyson. Shut up and smile. Shut up and smile and let the businessman deal with it. And then you make an announcement when it's all signed.
Yeah, it's too late. Chisora's been offered it now, and this is where we're at. Like, Tyson Fury pulled it. He pulled it.
Now, does that happen? Does that happen?
Bang Mateo in the building. What up, though? Bang Mateo is a Tyson Fury supporter. It's not calling bluff. It is what it is. They ain't heard nothing from Team Queensbury since Wednesday, and Eddie said, we can't keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Like if they want to still do the fight, but then he said Chisora has been offered the contract, and now they're looking at that. So you can't be looking at two fights for the one guy. So I don't know if he's. I don't know. I don't think he's scared. I just think now. I'm introducing introducing Drew. Drew is in the building. What up, Drew?
What up, Drew? What up, man?
LadyChann, good evening over there across the pond.
We in the building. We're talking. That's it. We got Kenny Ken, and we got AJ in the building. We're just talking about this Tyson Fury. The fight is off, Drew. Was it really ever on?
There was I want to say 90 off, 10% on. I think once Tyson saw how much AJ was going to make, even though he was taking a lesser split, that made him even more jealous. Because AJ got another $40-50 million coming in from corporate sponsors each time he fights, and Tyson has that money has nothing to do with you, so fuck off. Yeah. And it takes a lot of work. AJ's got a big, like I showed you the other day, LadyChann, he's got big billboards out here in LA with his sponsors. His face is all over, like over here. So his deals, his fights got a lot of moving parts in his fights, and that's just how you knew it was all bullshit.
Nah, Tyson Fury is just, I don't know, he just needs to learn a bit about telling the truth.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And even AJ taking 40%, like you said, Drew, with all his corporate sponsors, he still gets paid in the end more than Tyson Fury.
I mean, Chan, but you know what it is? I think that Tyson Fury couldn't tell the truth if he wanted to. He has to lie. He's got no choice because if he told the truth, he has to keep this besides him being the Gypsy King and no man born from his nut, better this or that.
Drew, mute your mic while you're not talking because there's a lot of background. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, so he has to keep up this facade he's built. It's like, oh, well, I'm the best heavyweight of this era. No man born from his mother could be, all the crap he talks. You know what I mean? So he's got no choice but to lie. And in a way, it's like I kind of feel sorry for him that he's had to do that, but still not really though. So
it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for on the other side. It must be a hard knock life for even Tyson Fury fans, like because Kenny Kennedy's a Tyson Fury fan, and I don't know.
I'm Tyson. Yeah, I am. But the thing about it is, I've been watching boxing a lot longer than Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Wasn't even born when I was first watched boxing and knew about the politics of boxing. Tyson Fury needs that AJ fight. I mean, the only fight to get him out of bed is AJ. I know a lot of boxing purists want the Usyk fight, and rightly so. Boxing purists who are not interested in the financial side of the sport would want that, the best against the best. But Tyson Fury is a businessman as well, and AJ, will bring in more revenue. Guaranteed will bring in big revenue from this. Like in terms of filling out Wembley or Cardiff. So he's no one's fault. Tyson Fury, he wants that fight financially. He thinks he deserves a bit. Why not? I don't blame him. AJ. If I was a heavyweight champion, I would want to fight AJ because I think it'd be more money in my pocket. AJ, if I was a boxing man now and I was fighting, I'll go AJ. Anytime I see AJ, I'll be thanking him for what he's done for British boxing or what he's done in terms of bringing revenue into the sport. British boxing owes AJ a big debt. He's brought in figures into boxing that Frank Bruno can never bring in or Lennox Lewis can never bring in. AJ, tip your hat off to AJ. I'm a Tyson Fury fan, and I'm tipping my hat off to AJ because AJ, when I've gone to see him fight, he's given me great nights, great entertainment, and he's made a lot of people who've never been interested in boxing, friends of mine, interested in the sport, and I always want new people to come to the sport. So I've got no beef with AJ, no beef at all. I'm a Tyson Fury fan, and I understand that why Tyson Fury want to fight him. I get it. I respect that. Why he wants to do it.
He doesn't want to fight him though, Ken. That's the thing.
No, he does want to fight him, but what he does, he wants to fight. He wants a bit of his. He wants a bit of his own. He's got nothing. Tyson Fury's got nothing to be scared of anyone because he's a world heavyweight champion. He's not scared of it.
But there's something why he just doesn't get the fight ever done. If it's
last year it was illegal. It wasn't his fault. It was his stupidity.
Wilder was 20 milli as a get out clause. Even Bob Arum came and stated this. Tyson Fury wanted no part.
Only after the event, they said at the time they felt that they had to fight. They had a clause and they wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. At the time, he felt.
You tell them, AJ. You tell Kenny. It didn't go like that then.
Yeah, but did Bob Arum say that during the time? Because I didn't hear Bob Arum talk about.
Bob Arum said there'd be no way that. No, he didn't. He said all the way through. He went on seconds out. He went on even on Sporting Icons. He went before them saying they was good. He said there's no way that they'll be doing. First of all, he said the contract had expired, and then when it was in the mediation, he said there's no way that Tyson Fury will be fighting Deontay Wilder again. He goes, the worst case scenario is that Deontay Wilder will just have to be paid, a get out, a step aside for the 20 million. That he went and said that. I can get Sporting Icons, came on Sporting Icons and said that. And so that's why Eddie Hearn proceeded with the negotiations. And then his next excuse was, the money's not in escrow. When have you ever seen all those? Why do you have to doubt? You've seen Eddie do the deal in Saudi already with AJ, with AJ and Ruiz. Why would the money all of a sudden not be in escrow? Then he spoke to Prince Khalid on the Sunday, and then on the Monday he said, I'm fighting Deontay Wilder. How? And they already had the Allegiance venue booked, and then they changed it. Like it was all one foul swoop. And then on the Wednesday, Tyson Fury had already was signing the contract live at the at some fight. I can't remember, Billy Joe Saunders fight and Canelo fight. I think he was backstage for that. And then Deontay Wilder had already signed 3 weeks beforehand, and then there were, it materialized on Instagram. Tyson Fury and Bob Arum already together 3 weeks beforehand. It was all a lie. We're not living in the Twilight Zone.
So do you think
it's just what it is too? Fury's just a pathological liar. We've all come across those people that they don't know how to tell the truth because it forces them to look in the mirror and know that they're a piece of shit.
He's had his moments, but he's not scared of AJ. No way is he scared of AJ. He shouldn't be scared of AJ. They should be scared of each other. This is a good fight for both of them. It's a win-win for both fighters.
AJ's not moving like he's scared of him though. AJ's the one that's
people say Fury don't want to fight. Why would Tyson Fury not want to fight AJ?
Maybe he just thinks it's a tough one. Well, I saw him drag his heels in for AJ. I've seen him drag his heels in more than once for AJ. I've seen him drag his heels in even for Dillian White, and you ended up knocking him out. And even when he fought Dillian White, it was the different type of Tyson Fury. He reverted right back to type and made sure that he was on the back foot and boxing on the outside, mate. He weren't no Deontay Wilder walk down and dog walk. Yeah, because he knows that Tyson Fury ain't fought no one. I keep telling you, Ken. I keep telling you. Our money, our money, our money. Thank you, Al, for the $2. Dropping that on your Gizero. Massively appreciated. Just showing some love. The love is well received. Thank you very much. Yeah, he ain't fought no one, Ken. We've did countless shows of Tyson Fury's resume.
He made a fight. But he beat Klitschko. He took Klitschko out. And Wilder, they're still top class fighters. So you can't say he ain't fought no one.
Someone, you guys go with you guys. Go on, I'll let you out, Kenny. Go on.
What I love though, not Kenny per se, just I love the interchanging between Wilder and Fury fans. How they both say each guy is the top guy. Like he fought, like everybody said, wow. Like in America, nobody thinks Wilder was good. He just had the right hand.
Except his fans.
That's fair enough. But America's not the mecca of boxing. And there's other people in Britain did rate Wilder.
No, but you're using an American boxer.
Right, but the bigger fight before Fury in 2017, after Anthony Joshua beat Klitschko at Wembley, who was in the crowd trying to make that fight, that unification fight? It was Deontay Wilder. The big fight at that time was Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, because at the time, I don't know I can only speak from the UK. At the time, that is the fight that everyone's talking about. I can't speak for the United States, so I'm not American. At the time, in 2017, after that fight, Deontay Wilder I was at Wembley and I saw Deontay Wilder with my own eyes, with my wife, at ringside, because we managed to get the ringside. And that was the fight that everyone was talking about. So they were the two biggest fighters at the time. Now, if anyone could tell me who are the bigger heavyweights other than those two,
King of Kingwell, because King of Kingwell to come and tell us right now that Deontay Wilder didn't duck, but he did. So King of Kingwell.
Oh yeah, but even so, I'm not talking about whether he ducked or not. I'm talking about at the time. The two biggest heavyweights after Klitschko were Wilder. The fight that people want to see in the UK.
No, we can't keep hanging out on this Klitschko thing. AJ beat Klitschko 17 months later. Who cares?
Yeah, but even so, the next cabaret the fight everyone wanted to see was Wilder versus AJ at the time.
Okay, so that never happened because Wilder ducked.
There was no other bigger fight than
Wilder ducked and admitted that he ducked.
Maybe he ducked at the time.
And then AJ carried on collecting belts, and he didn't have to harp on about Wilder being the scariest dude in the division, or Klitschko. You know why he doesn't have to harp on about Klitschko? Because he's got a resume that says other people he beat undefeated champions. When Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, was it a good feat? Yeah, it was. But at the end of the day, Klitschko was still defeated.
Do you think AJ would beat Tyson Fury? Do you think AJ would beat Tyson Fury?
I think AJ, it's easier for AJ to beat Tyson Fury than it is for him to beat Usyk.
Do you think he'll beat him though?
Yeah, I do. I think he's got the minerals to do so. Do I think that Tyson Fury could beat AJ? Yeah, I do. That's why it's such an intriguing fight. I think both of them have got the minerals to beat both of them. But if I have to hedge it a little bit, I'm going to go with AJ, just with the power punches. If we get a Dillian White AJ, I think that Tyson Fury is going to be in trouble, and he will not want to be in the build, does it? King of King Boxing, what up, Dow? Wilder's name was called, and you was there.
Nah, I was finishing up my business, so I had to take care of something real quick. I was getting irritated too. I was on the phone call with a customer. I was like, damn, the show's starting. You wasting my damn time. So.
Damn time. I was just saying that Wilder did duck Anthony Joshua. I know everybody's in dispute of that, but we was just doing a timeline because Kenny Ken here is trying to say that I'm not of the mind frame of that of Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder is something as magnificent. It's I don't know. Those are the only two names that I really know that Tyson. All right, now we add Dillian White, but those are the only two names that I know on Tyson Fury's resume properly that you could say that at least you've heard of him. Klitschko, yeah, we've heard of him. Yeah, we know who he is. Yeah, Deontay Wilder, yeah, we've heard of him. Who has Tyson Fury fought? He ain't fought no one, Ken. We did resume shows. We've did resume shows for the last 18 months.
Right.
Remember?
Resume shows, fine. That's resume. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean he ain't got a good record. He's a lineal heavyweight champion, and he's a number one heavyweight. He's a number one heavyweight. That's just facts. He's number one.
Could I add something? Could I add something?
Jump in.
Okay, I mean, it's just that I like to point out that all Tyson Fury has done since he's come back. He's fight Wilder 3 times, Dillian White, and he's had 4 tune-up fights, one of which was a possible banana skin to Otto Wallin, which he probably should have lost because of the cut he had. So
he ain't done nothing, Ken. Lineal, by the way, he's not lineal because he retired, and he retired more than once out loud in public. I done a show about the lineal. I did a show about the lineal rules. He's not lineal, but they're still going to try and tag that thing that he's lineal. He ain't lineal.
I hear you saying, you speak to any boxing expert and ask them how they're going to call this fight. I'd say AJ would be a serious underdog.
Kenny, you just said any boxing expert. You just said speak to any boxing expert. Any boxing expert. I was having dinner with I was having dinner with Manny Robles last week. Boxing trainer.
Yes, he was.
And he'll say the same thing, that Wilder only had a punch. He was not an elite fighter. So by that logic, you're saying Wilder is on his resume. He's a big name. But when Wilder was asked why he picked Tyson Fury, he said, he was coming off a long layoff. He was overweight and he was coked out.
He was in the crack house. I brought you back.
That's the only
heavyweight boxing.
Tell it, LadyChann.
Put food on your table for you and your family. I did that.
Wilder admitted he only picked him. Wilder admitted that he only picked him. Listen, Wilder admitted that he only picked him because he thought he was a tomato can. All of Wilder's resume is filled with that. So how is that an elite win for Fury?
Not an elite win, Ken. It's not.
But wait, 1 second. But guys, in hindsight, right quick in hindsight, Wilder should have just left Tyson Fury alone, fought AJ for undisputed, and if you lost, you lost. But you would have got a lot of money doing it.
Exactly. Ken, we're experts as well, yeah. That's why I've got a channel. I'm asking
all you experts, because I'm including all of you guys.
A Wilder and Klitschko and Dillian White makes you the best thing in the era. It don't.
No one's addressed the question. All right, I'm asking you individually. If your fight happened tomorrow, and we had tickets for the fight, and we were in a betting shop in Islington, who are we putting our money on for the fight between AJ and Fury? Who are we putting our money on?
AJ's the underdog, so I would make more money putting it on the underdog, wouldn't I? Because Tyson Fury,
all right. Say if you wanted your money back, and you wanted it guaranteed back, who you put your money on?
I'm going to put my money on AJ.
Enough.
That's why it's called a gamble.
AJ, who you put your money on?
AJ as well. I put him on AJ as well. Underdog, they're big odds. You know what I mean?
Help me out here, mate. King of Kings, help me out here.
Stop saying put your money. Just say who would you be picking in
That's
that
what I'm
fight?
asking.
You know, no
That's
bad
what I'm
people are
asking.
going. You know,
The favourite is Fury. We've not denied that. But what we're saying is, I think that AJ could beat Fury in a
Of course he
fight.
can. Of course he
And
can.
and there has to be some reason why Tyson Fury never wants to do the fight. I don't know what it is.
Kenny,
What is coming.
can I add some?
Yes.
Kenny, can we agree that Anthony Joshua has run towards all competition trying to make the fights?
100%. I've been at Manelli.
Why does Tyson Fury have all? Why does Tyson Fury have all? Him and Wilder have all these stipulations when it comes to AJ. When they were trying to play step aside to Dillian White and Anthony Joshua to fight Usyk back in March or April, Aegis Climbers set out that Tyson Fury was wasting time and wanted a tune-up before fighting Usyk.
Mm.
So how come he doesn't run towards the fire the way AJ does?
Yeah, how do you want to tune up? Why don't you just fight? Why do you want to tune up?
There's loads of
You say you're the fighting gypsy.
Mm.
You're the best thing since sliced bread, right? You're the best heavyweight of this era, right?
I agree, yeah.
So how can you be the best?
Kenny, I agree with you. Kenny, I agree with you. Tyson Fury should be the favorite over AJ, but AJ will do better than Wilder did.
I hope, as a boxing fan and as someone who wants to be entertained, I hope so. I really hope that we have a war. I really hope it does. I really hope we will. My opinion is, if Tyson Fury is foolish enough to fight that way, that way it's AJ, then we're going to have a war. And you know, if Deontay Wilder got to Tyson Fury, AJ's sure going to get Tyson Fury. As a Tyson Fury fan, I don't want him to fight anywhere like that. You know, as a fan, I just want him to, you know, use his skills, fight Usyk style.
I'm still waiting for you to tell me Tyson Fury's fault.
I'll be honest with you, because I think if he fights like that, he wins the fight comfortably. But if he goes toe to toe with AJ with AJ's uppercut, of course there's a chance that the cat will run out of 9 lives.
Yeah, but Kenny, the reason why this fight's so even is super intriguing, and the reason why we don't really know anything is because with great champs that we've seen them fight such a variety of different types of fighters that we can put their style against their style and make an informed prediction. We can't do that with Tyson Fury, and we couldn't do that with Deontay Wilder till now. We couldn't do that with because they haven't fought. He hasn't fought a vast or varied amount of different styles. He hasn't. He's fought journeyman. Then he fought someone that could only do one punch, a good one punch, but one punch nonetheless. And then he
nearly lost. He could have got back. It'd been a different referee. Might have said, you know what? Would have looked at Wilder's reputation and think, that's it. Bye. Onto your next fight. It could have been called off. So,
no, mate.
Could I ask the panel a question?
Wilder's not elite.
I know, it doesn't have to be elite, but he nearly pulled it off. That's what I'm
then
saying.
that makes Fury not elite. Then if Wilder, who's not elite, nearly pulled it off, therefore we can gauge Fury as he's not the best in the era, and that's why I will give. That's why I will give Anthony Joshua a good old. What tools? What tools? You're just saying. What tools? What that second performance? The third performance was the rubbish one. The third performance was the most rubbish one by Fury. The second one was stellar. The third one was bad. What I'm trying to say is that if you're saying that Deontay Wilder is elite because he's got one punch, then I'm sorry, I can't see it, because we've never seen Deontay Wilder be an elite fighter.
He was like a WBC world champion, and he nearly pulled it off. Yes, he's
So
not a
that
great
means
fighter, but
Fury's not as good as what we think he is then. All right, so
that
Fury's
doesn't
not
mean
as
that.
good as we
That
think.
does
Because
not.
I don't think
Boxing
that
don't work
highly
like
of
that.
Deontay Wilder. It does work like that in my book. If I don't think that highly of Deontay Wilder, and you're saying that because you're trying to move the goalposts, you're saying that 1 minute Deontay Wilder's the best sliced bread because he nearly got down Fury. But then you're saying that Deontay Wilder's not elite. Which one is it? He's either not elite or he's elite. Which one is it? Is Deontay Wilder elite?
Deontay Wilder was an unbeaten world champion, knocking everyone out. Despite, regardless of his opposition, he was a knockout.
Is he an elite boxer? Yeah, he's an elite boxer. He's an elite.
Were we saying that before he fought Tyson Fury? We weren't saying that. We were saying it's 50-50 fight between him and AJ. Then he gets beat with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's not allowed to get Tyson Fury can't get any credit.
I always said that Deontay Wilder wasn't elite from Luis Ortiz and all of that. I always clocked that Deontay Wilder was that. Deontay Wilder has been down on the cards round for round until he landed the right. He's lost every fight until he's landed the right bars. And that's a fact.
Floyd Mayweather, before the first fight, Floyd Mayweather overwhelmingly picked Fury because he said Wilder had no skills.
I picked Fury because I'm a Fury fan. I picked Fury before that, not because I didn't think Wilder.
Now I have a question, real quick, Kenny. I have a question. Are you gonna pay for Tyson Fury versus Manuel Char? Are you gonna pay for that?
Kenny will.
I'm a Tyson Fury fan.
Oh God!
I don't care about boxing. I'm paying for Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now is that adequate competition for the greatest of the era fighting someone that's not in the top 5?
Top 10,
15.
Top 15.
Top 15. All right. Come on, guys.
Mm.
Muhammad Ali fought Chuck Wepner. Come on, in 1975. Come on.
Don't compare. Muhammad Ali cleaned out divisions. What we're not going to let you do is like try to equate Muhammad Ali like he just fought bums. No, that's not what we're going to do.
So Chuck Wepner was a top class fighter then.
Muhammad Ali did 2 runs. Muhammad Ali dominated the 19s from the 60s into the 70s. Then he got bailed. Then he had to leave because of the war thing, and then he came back and he fucking was doing his thing latter end of the 70s.
Chuck Wepner's a world class fighter.
It doesn't matter. All I know is that he fought everybody. He fought everybody. So what if you fought bums, but you fought everybody? I can't say that you did.
I know he did. But I'm saying,
Kenny, can I add to this?
The same. It's not the same. I hate when people bring 1 second, Drew. I hate when people try to bring in, God rest his soul, Muhammad Ali into these pathetic boxers that couldn't even fucking.
Muhammad Ali, it's not disrespecting Muhammad Ali. It's not. Why? Chuck Webner is a bum.
Disrespect. Listen, Chuck Webner may be a bum, but did he only fight bums?
He wasn't a great fighter.
Muhammad Ali only fight bums?
I didn't say he only fought bums, but he fought bums as well as world class fighters. It's facts.
No, listen. Okay, so we're still waiting for Tyson Fury to fight world class. Then that's what we're waiting for. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. He's ducked Usyk. He did. He wanted to. Do you remember? He wanted the tune-up before he fought Usyk. Do you remember?
Kenny, you do realize Muhammad Ali has 10 title defenses and defended the undisputed 9 times. He proved that he was the best. You can't. He was actually a fighting man. You can't compare those two.
I'm not denigrating Muhammad Ali. What I'm saying is that.
But to use them as comparisons, that's not fair.
All right, Canelo's a world class fighter. I'm not saying does his record look bad because I've put Rocky Fielding in there. I'm just saying that when you fight, if world champions have to defend their belts. It doesn't mean they have to defend.
And he's done 2 title defenses. And how many title defenses has Tyson Fury done in this big greatest of all era, neck on neck with Muhammad Ali? How many title defenses has he done? Okay, so how many?
That doesn't make Tyson Fury not world class.
How many title defenses has Tyson Fury done in his?
You know that.
No, I don't.
Say that.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I'll tell you. Tyson Fury's only defending his title. Well, let's see. He's only defending his title twice. They aren't the world done him twice. That's right.
Pathetic. And you want to tell me that this guy, and you want to equate him because he fought Deontay Wilder and Klitschko and he's only defended his title twice, that he is the greatest #1 heavyweight in the era.
I never said he was the greatest. He is the #1 heavyweight. That's the facts.
You're going to fall out, Kenny. You're going to fall out.
Kenny, you know why Ali was able to get away with fighting Chuck Webner? Because he fought the Ken Nortons, the George Foremans, the Frazers. He fought the killers.
I'm just saying.
So then, but then you can't. If Ali fought, if Ali, listen, what I'm saying is, if Ali fought the killers, he got the benefit of doubt of fighting Webner. Tyson Fury's not fighting the killers.
Fighting the killers, Ken.
Hey, let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead,
This is what I'll say.
As well.
I won't say you, Kenny. I know what you meant, but you got to stop using this a bad example, because the thing about it is Muhammad Ali wouldn't be fighting a Manuel Charr level opponent with a Usyk hanging around his division. Those guys would already fought him and defeated them. Okay. So it's nothing wrong with fighting guys like that. Like you said, you do have busy fights. There is the guys fought more. They wanted to fight 3 times. If you fight 3 times a year, you can't fight an elite opponent every fight. Especially if you cleaned out most.
See, that answers my question. Tyson Fury still got more fights than he's deal with ESPN.
Hey,
so
that's what I'm saying. A better example for you.
You can just finish, Ken, and you go right.
A better example for you probably would have been somebody more recent. Would be like a Klitschko, because we can look at a lot of Klitschko fights, and he doesn't have a lot of his fights are against people that are like bums that your guys call bums. I call C-level fighters, whatever. So that would have been a better example. And the reason that we didn't say he is elite and the greatness is because we allowed his career to play out. Let these guys play. Let these guys win the championship. Let these guys dominate. The question you're trying to answer is saying he's elite or not. You can't do that. We're like 5 years away from that. Then we could look back and really say, like, damn, this motherfucker didn't fight nobody. Or, oh, he finished off Usyk and cleaned out the division. You can't compare the two. If he had cleaned out the division already, he's fighting Manuel Charr, is cool. But the worst part about it is, if we go by rankings, I'm looking at box rank, this dude's 63. There's like so many people above that are cherry pick fire pick.
Granted. I agree with you. I do agree with a lot of what you're saying. But when you talk about him naming the fight on December the 3rd, the AJ thing, whether we like or not, he's only just come out. The fight against Usyk was August the 20th. All right, theoretically, you can still fight on December the 3rd, but to make that fight, it's a hard fight to make because of the time difference between the last fight in August the 20th to December the 3rd. Normally, fighters don't fight for another 6 months. It's doable, but it's a hard one to make. All the other heavyweights out there, if you say, let him fight Robert Helenius, we can't fight Robert Helenius because next week he's fighting Deontay Wilder. So some of these heavyweights that may be on the channel, who may be there at a fight, in terms of like the gap between camps and everything, some of them probably have fought more recently, and that's why fighters like Charr are the ones next cabinet rank because they're available. That's boxing.
That's the excuse that
the brother said it perfectly. If Muhammad Ali had a belt and the other Usyk was around and had 3, he's not going to go a whole year without fighting Usyk.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, we know that.
By the way, could I add something? Could I ask the panel something?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let's say all right. So let me name 2, like Usyk, AJ. If Tyson Fury fought those fighters and fought them and beat them,
someone's got echo and it's annoying me. Get it off.
Don't think it's me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but let's say Tyson Fury had fought Anthony Joshua.
I'm still hearing echo. Whose mic is feeding back echo?
Can't be mine, but
no, it's not yours, Ken.
Is it me?
No, now it's not.
That's not me. Okay.
Just muted there, self.
Okay. So I was saying, like, so let's say Tyson Fury.
UK, naughty.
Okay.
Muted. Go ahead.
Okay, let's say if Tyson Fury had fought Anthony Joshua, Usyk, and beat those guys, then like if he wanted to fight Emmanuel Char like after that, then okay, then maybe he can get away with that. You know what I mean? Because you beat the top guys or everybody who was around already. Okay, then I could excuse Emmanuel Char. Okay, fine. You want to fight that guy for a tune-up or whatever? Go ahead. But like when you're on the cusp of fighting for undisputed and you want to take on this guy,
Come on.
like I mean, you know what I mean?
Come on.
All right. Can I have the right to reply? That one?
Good.
It's not going to be an excuse. I had that in a battle. He said excuse. One time. All right. Let me just think. All right. We're talking about Usyk. We've touched AJ, but let's talk about Usyk. The fact that that the fighter himself has said that he's not going to be fighting until 2023 because of obviously he wants to go back to Ukraine because of the war effort. Visit the troops, maybe do some celebrity service or something. He's not fighting. So that fight with Usyk's not going to happen by December the 3rd. And even so, he's in the same situation as AJ. They fought on August the 20th. Hard fight, brutal.
His hand is broken, Ken. He's, by the way, as well. So he's healing a broken hand, and he couldn't fight. He's been signed off to not even be able to spar for weeks and weeks and weeks until the hand is obviously healed. So keep that into context as well. Kenny Ken's done his freezing. Ken, it wouldn't be a show if you didn't freeze.
I had a quick question, lady. How's the? Oh, God, he's back.
Let him go. He's back.
I think what's happening, my Wi-Fi must have turned against me as well, rather. I'm sorry, I had to get that one in. I had to get that one in. You've got to laugh, haven't you? But anyway, Wi-Fi, you're a few fan as well. Behave. Anyway, as we were saying before, that it is a cut-off. Where we like it, like cut-off period, August 20th to January 30th. It's not realistic. We want it to happen, but with Usyk, just the same sort of situation as things. So that fight's not on. We could argue, well, and it's open debate. Obviously, what was it? How many against one? 1, 2, 4 against one. So yeah, not a fair fight. But I'm a North London boy. I'm from the streets. So I can take you all, and I'm not scared of any one of you anyway. So let's get back to what we're saying. We could argue, theoretically, that while there was a war, in terms of the ranking, we could argue theoretically, in rankings only. Let's not talk, but not as purists. That he was in terms of rankings up there as a heavyweight. Then he's had a fight with Dillian White, the interim champion. Like I said, so he's got a fight. So if we wanted to play devil's advocate and say compare it to eras, we don't want to compare it to the greatest era, but we could say right, he's fought Wilder, who's probably it was 1 and 2, 1 or 2, or Wilder was number 3 after Usyk. So he's fought a top 3 heavyweight. Then he's fought the interim champion. We could say theoretically that maybe Tyson Fury can fight a Char. Theoretically, we go by the rankings and the fact of the status of the fighters in terms of Wilder and Dillian White. So I could do it, but I don't want to do it because I do agree with you. I would like to see Tyson Fury continually fight a belt because I've said it on this show before. I'm frustrated with Tyson. I want Tyson to clean out the division. Because the thing is, I want to be able to go to argue Tyson Fury's case and say, you know what? These people say he hasn't got a good resume. Well, he's beat Wilder, he's beat Dillian White, he's smashed the granny out of Usyk, beating AJ. We can now call him a top class fighter. So I want that for Tyson. But I'm just saying, if we go by the rankings and the status of the 2 fights he's had, maybe he's entitled to a Char. Doesn't mean I think I want him to fight Char, but we're playing devil's advocate.
All right, if we're playing devil, I would much rather see, honestly, Ken, I'd rather see Tyson versus Hergovic or Zhang. So at least give me someone a little bit better than Char, because we measure greatness in boxing not by winning the title, but by how long is your title reign. How many guys are you beating? How many of the killers are coming up are you defending your
I've
title
got bad
against?
news for you guys. I've got bad news for you as well. On that bill, on the 20th, and Lady Chann's laughing her heads off because she knows she's really on that bill on the 20th of August. The fight before the main bill was Hergovich and Zhang, so they could. So that's a fight that we're cutting it a bit fine as well if you get those two.
Okay, let me just do the super chat and a couple of other things. Sorry, just and you guys can go back to saying what you're saying. What up, Zhu Wong? Thank you for dropping that $2 on me. Thank you. Didn't we have this discussion for White over Fury? Yeah, we probably did. That Tyson Fury's resume was trash. Yeah, of course we did. I'm telling you this for fucking a year and a half, love. Now we've got another. I've got a couple of cash apps as well. And again. One more. Shouts out to AJ all day for dropping that $50 on your girl. Thank you very much for dropping that £50. Thank you, AJ. Always one of the best donators of the channel. I massively thank you, AJ, yet again for your hard-working money that you turn from dollars into pounds. Thank you very much, AJ.
My pleasure.
AJ, mwah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right back at you.
We've got another cash app that's just dropped. Shouts out to my sister, Lisa Bales. In the building for dropping that £17.88. £17.88 on your girl. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. Massively appreciated. Your hard-working money as well. Massively appreciated for dropping that on your love sister. Thank you very much. Massively appreciated.
Can I ask a question real quick, Lady and Ken? How big is the buzz over there for Fight Week for Ben and Eubank? I wish I was there.
Massive. There's posters
everywhere.
everywhere.
I wish I was there.
Oh, wow. Really?
Massive. Isn't it, Ken? For Connor and for Ben and Eubank, the buzz is massive.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh, don't you think it's big?
No. You have to know what I said first.
Okay,
I want to congratulate Calla Sowland and Eddie Hearn because they pulled it off. They convinced me.
They did.
This fight is a massive fight, and I'm going to be buying it on DAZN because I'll tell you one thing: they've done a sterling job promoting this fight. How they did it, I'll never know because I thought that the name Ben and Eubank just wasn't enough. But seriously, mate, what they've done is they've reminded dads to talk to their children about what happened at Old Trafford in '93 and what happened in Birmingham in the NEC in 1990. Because I'll tell you one thing, the promotion has been brilliant by, Calla Sowland and Eddie Hearn. I'll tell you one thing, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's buzzing, talking about it. Everyone's going to be buying it on DAZN. Even Virgin customers are getting it on their screens and on their sort of pay-per-view as well. So it's one of those things where it's going to do wicked numbers, man. It
is. And even Eddie Hearn said, listen, but even Eddie Hearn said, like, for instance, like trying to get the Fury AJ fight across the ring. He said even the Connor and Eubank, the Ben Eubank fight, Eubank Ben fight, do you know how many months and months of that has taken to get this to where we're going to get a fight? So what makes you think why Tyson Fury thinks that a mega fight can be done with, like a month?
No, this fight's going to be massive. Massive because I'll tell you one thing.
Could I ask you both?
I know I want to win, but me and LadyChann differ because for Chris Eubank's career, he needs to win this fight. But a lot of people are telling me Conor Ben's coming off this fight, and I say no way. But because they're talking at me and convincing me it's going to be a close fight, that's what sold the fight as well. they convinced me that Conor Benn's got a chance. So I'm sold. Not on Conor Benn, but on the fight.
Now, like, since you and Chan, you and Kenny in the UK, like, does this fight do over 1 million UK buys like Eddie Hearn says it will? Do you think it will?
He said that, but
you see it doing that much?
Yeah.
It could do close. I'd give it probably 800,000.
Okay.
It's massive. It could potentially do that. It's gone from nobody asking for the fight to the fight's on like it's massive here. I mean, they were on This Morning TV like for ages, and it's like garnered that garnered a million watches just on that slot, just for them to, because they was coming on.
It's Chan, you know why I like this the split, like the hype for the fight is now going up because of the intrigue. That's what I'm saying. Because like what people that might not have been calling for, this fight should be. Well, it's intriguing because like it's the intrigue. Like, can Conor actually win and beat Eubank Jr.? That's the most intriguing thing about it.
And even though Eubank over here, Eubank is pissed everybody off because his antics, but he's been great promoting this fight. 60%, like he's been amazing.
Yes, he has.
Doing his stupidness, hasn't it? Yeah, he has. You got Ben Margrant, Ben Adams. You got Ben in 6 rounds. Yeah.
Did y'all see what he posted recently? Y'all see what he put up recently? Eubank, he's in trouble. Like, for the last week of the fight, I hired a nutritionist to help shed this extra pounds, and it showed a photo of him like some guy in a restaurant cutting a bunch of chunks of meat.
Salt Bay. That's one of the. He has like 3 restaurants across the globe, one in London. Those steaks cost like £6,000, and
oh my god,
he sprinkles the salt on it. He's Salt Bay is very famous guy.
That must taste amazing.
It's the best steak that you can, the best beef that you can get. Like, yes, yeah.
$5 to do me. $5 to do me. That's fine. So,
So Chris Eubank, but I just think he's trolling. I don't think he's eating all that food. I think he's just, taking a mouthful here.
He's just taking the piss. He's just taking the piss. As you guys would say.
Yeah, I think he's just antagonizing. Or some people think he's just going to purposely come in overweight, but I don't. I think he's going to make the weight, I think I was trying to look at him while he was at that restaurant. I was like, because he's wearing that furry puffer, you don't really know how much he's lost or how his weight really is until I was trying to get my scanners on.
What about his face? Look at his face.
Yeah, look at his face. His face looked all right then. It didn't look gaunt. It didn't look gaunt though. I don't know though. What do you think?
If I was Chris Eubank Jr., you know what I think? If I was Chris Eubank Jr., and I think about the money he can make from the sponsors alone for both, I would take the fine of £100,000 and just come in on after the weigh-in and just come in big and just think, stuff it, I've got to win this fight. Because this fight's not what they're going to call the fight off because Eubank Jr. I'll take the £200 hit to win that fight because you can't. He'll have to leave the country if he loses that fight. He'll have to leave.
Yeah. We can't show his face in public again.
You're right. That's an idea. Just take the hit, mate, and come in. I don't know. He's allowed to come in up to 167, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 pounds. It's 10. And I think it's 8 pounds. I heard it was 8.
No. Eddie got it's 8 pounds. It's 10.
Oh, it's okay. Clear. Okay, got it. You clarified.
So I mean, Eddie.
But if Chris loses, man, he can't show his face again. I don't think.
I've got Conor Benn all day, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. But
me
that's
too, Chan.
Right. This is
Chan,
what
me too. Me too. I got you, Ben too. I wanted to win, but this might be a big ask. I think I'm rolling with Eubank on this.
Oh, you're rolling with Eubank on that one.
Yeah, but I do want Conor to win though.
Yeah, I just don't think Eubank wins. To be honest, he's at the little. Who's this? Bobby. Hello. This is a new person, Bobby.
Hey, LadyChann. Hey, Ken. How you all doing?
What's up? There's a new person in the building. What up? Hi, thank you for joining. Where are you from then? I know from the UK, I can hear, but which part?
Outside of Manchester, so not a million miles away from the GK that you hate.
The where? Oh, you're representing Matt. I know. I love 01. I love 0161.
So we've got Lyndon Arthur on.
Oh, God. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
No. So I just think it's going to be really interesting. You know how Kenny was saying that everyone's expecting the fight to do 1 million buys. If it does that, it'll be brilliant because it'll just show that not everybody has to go to Sky or BT to do a good pay-per-view. So that'll be really good. And I think it's just a really intriguing fight as well. And I think it will pick up a lot of pace as the week goes on because we've got a BBC documentary out as well. And the way
Lyndon Arthur are you talking about? Or are you talking about Ben Eubank Ben?
Ben Eubank. But
okay.
The undercard, isn't he, for this weekend?
Yeah, he's on the undercard, isn't he?
Yeah. So I think really good show to be
and he's
fair.
from Manny, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's Manchester's own. He's fighting everything. Yeah, I was never really high on Lyndon Arthur. I think he's got an amazing jab. It's the most I can really go as far as that. But I've never really followed his career. Didn't know who he was until just impending on Anthony Yard, and then I did a little bit of film study, and I thought, yeah, he's got a good jab, but I always had Anthony Yard to beat him. So when Anthony Yard got beaten, I was like, whoa, mind blown. But then
he said a white in a rematch. So,
but I knew in the rematch that he was going to knock him out, and he did. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, am I looking forward to watching Lyndon Arthur? Not really. I don't know if I'll catch that part of the fight of the card.
Is he? He's on the undercard, right?
Yeah, it's not really fight friendly, is he? Fight friendly.
No, not that much.
Not really. But if you've got the intrigue of seeing where he is at the minute, then something to climb in. I'm not saying I'll purposely miss it, but I mean, if I tune in and he's on, I'll watch. But I mean, it's not the most intriguing. We are all here for Eubank Ben in the building.
Yeah, the undercard's not really that that.
I don't even know what the undercard is. How about that?
I don't think it's that stellar. So.
No, because all the money's going to the main lot. So, Bobby, what is it? What's the vibe in Manchester with the Ben Eubank? Like, who have you got?
I think everyone Eubank, to be honest, because we all seem to think that Ben's not a concussive puncher, so Eubank's got one heck of a chin, and has he got the combinations and the ability to, in terms of just fitness alone, I don't think Ben's going to be there really, because I think Eubank is going to be too heavy. Ben is, and I just don't see it happening. But I'd like Ben to win, but I've just got a feeling everything says it's Eubank's night because he's got a better chin. He'll be able to rehydrate. It is £10. That's what they've confirmed. It's £10. He's got a full 11, 12 hours to rehydrate as well. And he's just got so much more about him. He's got more athleticism. I just don't see how Ben can win when he couldn't knock out the last few people that he's fought. He's not
knocked everyone out for the last 4 fights.
What was the
jury knocked out?
He went the distance with Granados. That's one.
After Granados, he knocked them out after that. So Granados, he did Sebastian Formella. That was before that.
He didn't knock out.
And then he did Granados.
He stopped Samuel Vargas in a round.
Then he did Chris Algieri, I think. Why was it only Algieri? Chris
that was his last fight.
Is that so? It's only 2 people he's knocked out in the last.
Let me see. He stopped Vargas. He went the distance with Granados. Then he went the distance with Formella. Yeah. Then he knocked out Algieri and Van Heerden.
That's it, Chris Van Heerden. So
yeah,
3.
That was it. Yeah. So he's knocked out 3 opponents in his last 5 fights.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, for me, he is a knockout artist, and the how he knocked those lot out, it was one punch knockouts.
I just don't know if they're on the same level, though. To be honest, I'm hoping. Don't get a big Ben fan, so I'm hoping they are. But there's just something about me that says Eubank's just got a bit more about it for this, and he's going around trolling him. But I don't think he's really there eating a full bucket of KFC, because I know what I'm like after a full bucket.
He can't be, can he? He's just mucking about with that. I even know what I'm like after eating 2 pieces of KFC, or I just had some lamb chops just like an hour before coming on. I'm tired already, you know. So I don't think a professional athlete is definitely going to be, devouring all that. I get everything that you said. You've got a good point. A good point. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr. for me has just always been an underachiever. Though at the end of the day,
True.
Yeah, he's got a hella chin. He has. His chin is amazing. But I mean, who's it really also going to be tested? Is it like Conor Benn is very explosive? Conor Benn is very rageful. Conor Benn is very quick on his feet and of cutting off the ring. I feel that Chris Eubank Jr. is trapped within style since he had. I know Roy Jones Jr. ain't training him for this fight. He's training himself, by the way.
Oh God, that's what I said. It's like when he said that, I'm like, okay, I might have to change my pick.
His dad said they should boycott the fight because his dad hasn't.
I don't think his dad's going to be there. I don't think his dad's going to come.
He may do, but he's up until the other day, like a couple of days ago, his dad was like boycott. So Chris Eubank Jr. is literally training himself. No bueno.
Matter of fact, Chan, let me ask you this. Like, there's also a question for everybody on the panel as well.
He does throw combos than Conor Benn.
Yeah, about that. Like, do you guys think that like he'll revert back to his own style, like what he used to do for this fight?
Yeah, and that I don't know if that's still going to be good enough with a young buck like Conor Benn. Like he Eddie Hearn said that he walks around. He was walking around up till the other day to like at 160. So he only has to cut a bit to cut. You know, he don't have to cut much. Anyway, so they'll be quite even in there, you know. It won't be that like everyone's like, oh, Chris Eubanks is coming in, he's going to be emaciated. It's not that. Conor Benn's cutting less, yes, but I mean that's not Conor Benn's fault. And I mean for Conor Benn to make 147, I kept telling you lot, that's crazy that he's not a naturally. He's big.
He's not a big welterweight, so
he's not a big welterweight, but he cuts a lot of weight to make welterweight. So it's mad. He cuts a lot of weight to make welterweight.
The other problem, don't you think the problem with Conor Benn is that we're talking about his explosiveness. His explosiveness. So if you're talking about a guy's explosiveness, you don't want him to come like that. Because what happens is that we've seen it with a lot of fighters, who've come in like that. They got a corridor and a 3-round window to knock the man out. Because after round 5, it's curtains for them. So because the thing is, one of the biggest worries about like Conor Benn with explosiveness is that all right, Liam Williams is not on Conor Benn's level, but he fought a very good fighter in Dimitri Andrade. And what Lenny Williams, when you talk about Conor Benn's explosiveness, all I remember about the last fights, Chris Eubank Jr., when he was jabbing, he weren't just jabbing like that. He was bending his arms and turning his fist, screwdriver jab, and he's putting him on the floor. And I think that's where Conor Benn, when he's fighting emotionally, remember one thing, he's going to get lured into a full set of security, where Chris Eubank Jr. fights, he defends with his shoulder, and he goes like that. And then, you know what I mean? Defense of his shoulder. He's not like that. He defends move his like shoulder and like that. And
he's got more experience. Yeah.
And that's what I worry about Conor Benn. When he's
getting clipped like that. Yeah,
like that, with a corkscrew jab. So that's the big worry.
Knockdown, getting like walking into a shot. It would be. I'm up for seeing everybody like hit the canvas like.
Not because that'll test their resolve. Like, okay, is he going to get up? You know what I mean?
Is he going to get up? Is he going to win?
Going to fight back harder? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be the test of the resilience, and I think it's going to be a big test for Conor Benn because obviously this is he's fighting a big lad. I could see it. Like Bobby, you've put me into more perspective there. I get what you're saying, and I'm a bit more. I'm still probably going to go with Conor Benn, but not probably as much as I'm gonna have to just. Do you know what? Maybe you're just gonna have to watch back some Ben fights, and I'm gonna watch back some bloody.
As a matter of fact, there's that fight he had with the guy. What's his name? Cedric Paynaud, where he was dropped. How many times was he down in that fight?
Down twice.
Conor Ben, Cedric Paynaud.
That was back in his in the
early stages. Yeah.
Stages. Yeah, he weren't good then, though, was he? Did
no,
he
no,
go
no.
rematch that dude?
He did. He beat him more decisively the second time around in the 10 rounds. I think. Yeah. I mean, so I'm glad he cleaned that up. So you know that's not one like blemish on his record or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when it comes to Chris, sorry if I may add this right quick. When it comes to Chris, Eubank Jr. is like that. I'm kind of edging him because he's actually more experienced. He's kind of a vet now, and pretty much he's fought at championship level. And even though he's lost, he's come up short. He still has that experience underneath his belt. We can't take that away from him. So Conor hasn't really done that just yet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. True. So I think those are just two factors in as well that kind of makes me edge Eubank a bit, in this fight. But but like, yeah. So it's just that, like, honestly, like the only chance I kind of give Conor is if Eubank comes in weak and drained. If he doesn't, Conor could be in for some trouble.
Yeah. What do you think, King of King?
Sorry about that. Sorry. So, I think that Chris Eubanks and his behavior has made this very difficult to pick. If he was a normal person, I would easily have just picked him. But his size, he does have power. I just don't know if Conor Ben can deal with that. That's the biggest issue. I got Eubank in the fight. I don't think neither one of them is going to get stopped. I think they're both too prideful to let that happen. I think Eubank by a split decision. I think one of the cards will go Ben's way, but he'll win.
You think so?
So it goes to the cards. It goes the distance. You think?
Yeah, I think both these guys are, because Eubank, I think he got a lot of pride. I've never really seen no quit. His problem is just inconsistency, and I did think that's just based on it's not a need for him. It's not like he's starving. And same with Conor, but I've seen Conor Ben get hurt, but he's a tough guy too, and he got a lot of pride. Both of these guys are skilled enough to survive a fight. I don't think either one has power to just concuss the other dude. Like, I watched that Eubank versus Liam fight. He dropped him a bunch of times, but it's not like he does kind of have. So I want to say Roy Jones probably was a good trainer for him because he kind of has that flashy power, but it's not nearly as good as Roy Jones' power was. But he can clip you and it can surprise you and can drop you. I've seen that happen to Ben. But Ben's a young kid. He's not gonna get up from shit that normally the dude wouldn't get up from, because he's not gonna let himself get stopped.
Right. Oh, it's very intriguing. Very intriguing. All right, we've moved them off. We've done them. Another what's happened in week in boxing is we're at this Errol Spence and Bud Crawford.
Oh boy. PBC exposed.
Exposed. Go on, KK. Go on, KK. Tell us that it's not been exposed, and that would be inhonorable to PBC. Tell us. What do you think, though, of what's been happening, King of King?
Same old shit. It's disappointing once again.
Is it? Whose fault would you? Is there anyone that you put blame? Because on my poll, so far the poll is across the board is more or less that it's Team Spence and it's fault that this is happening. It's not happening.
Well, you guys know how I feel. It's American boxing, period. Like, it's trash. Like, I don't understand why we're having so much of discuss. Like, I've just never. The drama of making fights is making you not want to watch boxing. That's why, even be honest, I've seen all the bullshit. I'm like, whatever. We got 2 good weekends of fights coming up. I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore.
You know what? I know if you lost the will about this fight.
If it pops up, I'm not. I'm a boxer. Period. I'm gonna watch this shit. But it's like, at this point in time, the back and forth. To me, this is like, okay. I'm trying not to say this in a messed up way. To me, this is like 2 gossiping girls. And I don't want to listen to the shit. It's just like, oh, he said this and she said that and he's not doing this. And it's just like, motherfucker, did you get this shit done? No. So at the end of the day, what are we doing? Like, all this little tweets, it's just like, it's numbing. It's like, dude, like, okay, great. You get to point the finger at him, and at the end of the day, both of you guys end up with neither one of each other on each other's resume, and we don't get the fucking fight. And boxing in America dies a little bit more. So that's what I look at it as. So who cares whose fault it is? If we don't get the fight, then at the end we all lose. So
AJ, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
You good? You good? Go ahead, AJ.
Oh, go ahead.
What up?
Dave. What do you think about who's the fault of whose fault? If there's anybody's fault, what do you think? Just give me.
Okay, I'll keep it short and sweet. I've pretty much talked about it, but Chan, you know my answer. You know what I'm gonna say. But yeah,
PBC.
Say it again. Sing it in your beautiful voice.
PBC.
This just confirms, like, you know, what we always knew. They never wanted this fight. Bud was never part of their plan. He wasn't. He wasn't. He was a spoiler, and he still is. So,
and,
you know, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, so you just think they don't want the fight. PBC don't want the fight. So it's not going to happen, is it?
No, I'm not confident it will. Like KOK said, if we get it, great. If not, whatever. We have several more fights to sustain us as fans. So
payday. You want payday? I know that.
They'll really put off and post and not give fans a fight that we've been wanting to see for so many years, all for fear of you guy potentially losing. That's what this stems down to.
Ken, do you think this fight, Terence Crawford against Errol Spence, and who would you have winning? And do you think now that I don't know if you're up to speed, is that that the fight looks like it's not happening?
It's a shame it's happening, but a fight like that, it's always going to be difficult to be made because there's loads of circumstances. For instance, both fighters are going to want to be paid a lot of money. Whoever's a promoter and the managers, they got to find someone who could put up the money to pay the fighters. The stadium, TV rights as well. It's always important. Which I call, if you can get us over the line, this probably could be one of the biggest fights in years. Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest. But again, too much arse protection in boxing sometimes. Preservation of their records. It's a very dangerous fight for Spence because I think Crawford's got the full kit. He's got the full kit. He's got the boots. I'm talking in football terms. He's got everything in his arsenal. Orthodox, southpaw, yeah, he'll have it. He's got powers, both hands as well. Yeah, he can have it. Spence, he's had problems with his eyes as well. If I was Crawford, mate, I'm going for that eye, mate. Business. It may not be for the purists, but a dog's a dog, mate. And a dog with a bone has to win, find a way to win. I'm jabbing that eye all day long, mate. And so in terms of how I think the fight's going to go, Crawford's just something else, man. He's got everything I like in a boxer. He's got the defense, he's got good feet, his speed, and he's got power as well. And he carries that power over as well. So for me, if this fight was to happen, as much as I'm a big fan of Spence, I think Crawford wins this in the 10th round stoppage.
I don't think we're going to get to see it though. That's the thing, yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We won't get to see it. We may not get to see it because at the end of the day, the purses both fighters are going to demand. I don't see how the PBC can find the money for it. I really don't. I think that's probably the issue.
Hey Kenny, what round did you say? What round stoppage did you say, Ken?
I got Crawford on. I got Crawford's 10th round stoppage.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, the thing is, Kenny, the update is that what we've heard in the media is that Crawford has accepted 35%. He's accepted that. He's accepted that he's the B-side. Has accepted that. He's basically accepted that there is no guaranteed pass, which is crazy. He can only get 35% of the net, and he said he accepted that of the net amount of what, not the gross, the net of what the fight masters. And then he said, but if he accepts that, which he will want to see, the books of how much he does get. What, you can't say you're going to give me 35% of the net, and I don't know what the gross or the net was, and they're saying no. You can't. We don't have to show you. You just basically take off for it.
That's a
So
red flag. That's a red flag
where,
right there.
that's where all the couple of the, you know,
give the fight a V sign. Give it a V sign, man. Yeah, these guys are messing around.
How can you say that to someone how can you do business like that? Say, no, you got to take this, that, and that, and they say yeah, and then they go, well, we just need full transparency, and the company say no, well, you get what you're given, and we don't have to show you anything. And that's the reason why that's not on, is it?
Nah, not
so you just have to leave it, walk away.
Yep, Terrence is actually smart. He thinks for himself.
Yeah, because if Errol Spence was really about this motherfucking life, he'd say, up yours, Al Heyman. I'm going to go over to DAZN and just get it made. This will get made real quick, muy pronto. Eddie already said that, actually. I mean, you could go to fucking Bob Arum would even make the fucking fight. Whoever would make the fight, it'd be made the fight quicker than that. Like, if you're really your own boss and you think that's a liberty, unless you don't think that's a liberty, then there's something wrong with you, Errol Spence. That means for real, you are hiding behind Al Heyman's apron straps. I don't respect him. I don't respect it. I just don't respect him, because if he really wanted to make that fight, trust me, that fight he'd be like, nah, you can't offer my guy that money. Yeah, he said he'll take the fight, but at least do. But you're not. So that means you're with it because you don't want the fight, mate. So fuck you, Errol.
Do you blame him, though? Do you blame him?
Because at the end of the day, you're a boxer.
I mean, from an injury point of view, this guy with the accuracy and the Paris punches, he can end his career in terms of his problems with his eyes. He'll end his career.
Division's being held up. Like then you're gonna have to put your belts up, love. You're gonna have to vacate the belts and just let or you're gonna have to do your Mandos. Like, you're not doing this fight. None of you's lot are doing this fight. You's lot are gonna have to do your Mandos or drop belts or move up or whatever. Move up, fight each other there. Just something, because the other lads need
you're right.
to fight.
Hey, I agree with that, because I said that last night. That the issue I have with this is all the 147s getting held up. There is no good options. There's no cherry picks in 147. Okay, both you assholes go on, you move and fight, whatever. Your mandatories are stiff cup. It's Boots and Burt. Like, there's no
Virgil
around.
Well.
If you run to go take one of these fights and you get your ass whooped by one of these young dudes, that's even more embarrassing. Okay, so then you want to try to run there's no. But these guys, while they're waiting for this fight to be made, instead of them clearing each other out and having one, because if you both fight, whoever wins, you're the man. And so now you have 3-4 these guys, Stanionis, all these guys that are sitting there, instead of them finishing their business so that you only have one clear opponent, number one competitor. They're all sitting around waiting because they're like, well, if this fight falls through, I have an opportunity for a mandatory. Thurman's ass is sitting there licking at the chops to slide into a position of one. So it's that's the issue. Them sitting around not getting this fight is stalling the whole thing. Either vacate, move up, fight mandatories, mess around. One of these mandatories is going to win, because Boost is not an easy test. Virgil's not an easy test for anybody. These are difficult fights. There's no good out. And if you go and get your ass whooped by one of these dudes, you look horrible. Or if you run and beat them, then they're like, oh, look, you ran to the weaker guy. So it's stupid. It's not. It's hurting both of them. It's like, get the fight on. You guys either drop the belts, do something. Like, let's figure it out, because it's a waste. 147. Can we even think of the last time we thought of a significant fight at 147? It's been a year.
Ages.
Longer than that. So if y'all get that on, then look, Boots can go beat up Thurman, Stanionis, and Virgil can get mix it up or whatever. We can move these pieces around. That fourth one could be anybody. I don't know another four mandatory, but those are the pieces. Then we can get this division moving. Boots, while he's sitting here chilling, Boots at one point in time probably wants to go to 154. So you're stalling out fights he could be having at 147, so we can really see how good this guy is. It just sucks.
I mean, because at 147, I mean, this has been the fight to make for the longest time. I like me, especially after we do this. Okay, do this fight, get it done. Whoever wins probably won't stick around at 147. The belts go up in the air again. Then we can finally start seeing these Mandos, these younger up and comers get title shots and become champions themselves.
It's sad, really, isn't it? Like, so it's either just move up or do your Mandos. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're saying. You guys, if you can't get the fight made, cool. Do your Mandos, move up, do something. because it's not fair. And you know, Bud's getting older. I know he keeps
35
in
now.
tip-top
So yeah.
shape. I know he keeps in tip-top shape, but that's not the point, because I bet you he gets to about 36. They go, oh, we'll fight him now. Yeah, I bet you wanted to try and do that then. But yeah, just you guys do your Mandos, both of yous lot, or just move up. I don't know what else I could say on the matter for that. To be fair, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. And you can't be holding up one of the glamorous divisions like this, man. This is a glamour division that you're holding up, and it's crazy. I've never really seen this in boxing, like to this level, like just held up. Like people leave promotion companies, this and that, and we've seen mega fights been done in 6 months. This is over it by the time Bud. So if Bud does get back in the ring, it's gonna be we're gonna need it mandated and ordered. I bet you they'll probably well, I don't know. He's got a while left until he's mandated and ordered under the WBO, since since his last fight it's an 18-month.
Right by spring, summer next year, we'll get or yes, after
Yeah. So I mean, but
don't get, and I heard people comparing this to Floyd, and there's no comparison, because they never were just sitting around. They were fighting high level competition in between that fight. So there's the huge difference. It's not like we're sitting around for a year waiting. Like, okay, Floyd's not fighting Manny. Guess who he's fighting? Another elite fighter. Same with Manny. He's fighting somebody elite. So it's not like they were just sitting there waiting for each other. They weren't holding the division up. That never happened. When people say that, no, well, what had happened later when Floyd dominated is people were waiting for a paycheck. And I don't know why they were waiting, because he was clearly already had beat Manny. That was the fight he was getting. And then they were constantly fighting. Even if it's one or two times, it's almost like I said, Crawford's November's a year since that fight happened. And so it's so far that Ugas is probably healed up by now. This dude's ready to get in the ring again. What the hell? Like, what are y'all doing? So there is no comparison. Please stop doing that. There is no comparison. Them dudes were there was more competition. So if this fight had took more, if Floyd had waited more than 6 months for this fight, or Manny, they would have been fighting these mandatories to keep boxing going. But these dudes are just not doing anything. That's why I really don't even know necessarily if it's either one of the fighters, because it's like they're both sitting on the shelf like, what the hell? Like, Spence, you could have had that Thurman fight and just went ahead and took that. Or, Crawford could have took some other fight. I mean, shit. What the hell are they doing?
Well, Thurman's number one in the WBC, isn't he, at the minute? So, I mean...
yeah, he did that for a reason.
Yeah, and that's likely the next fight, y'all. Sorry to say.
Oh, mate, if that is the next fight, that is morbid, in my opinion.
Sick. That's sick.
It's a fight that.
Shan, I just my bad for interrupting y'all.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
Right,
How y'all doing? Salute to everybody on the panel from the US to the UK.
What up, man?
Cooler, man. Man, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to sound negative on it, man. But we just got to take this shit for what it is, man. It's no way in hell that this shit should have took this long in negotiation. We've been negotiating for over a year. Somebody don't want to fight. And it's just what it is. Like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I ain't sugarcoating shit. It is what it is, bro. It's too much of the goalpost moving. You know what I mean? Y'all heard back in January what Tim Smith said about, well, we don't know what he wants, but he wants a high market. Well, how the fuck you gonna say you know what he want if you saying he gonna ask for a high price? You don't know what he want.
But my brother, y'all also know what he said? He said, no.
Anyway, they didn't offer him anything anyway. So
I mean, but y'all remember what he also said? He said, oh, the fight won't sell. Everybody's going to steal it.
Yep. That part.
So wait a minute. So
we've gone through every excuse, with this. Bud's
Shan, not the excuse is not the Daniel Kinahan shit.
Oh yeah, because everybody else is holier than thou in boxing and used to not working with gangsters or whatever. Everybody, it was okay when it wasn't to do with Errol. Now all of a sudden that's a problem. Oh, because he was in talks with Kinahan. Oh, they've tried every trick in the book. It's sad.
The issue of that is if that was the case, I mean, the Fury and Wilder fight doesn't happen. So
wouldn't have happened.
Really,
nothing. Loads of things.
It's really stupid to say that. Like,
grasping at straws.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand. This the thing about it is, and this is why I say to I said this last time while I was shitting on it's Espinosa in them. Like these dudes do not, for some reason, I don't know. If you can go out there and tell me, because I'm fine why you gave Canelo 40 million, and you say that they didn't even have to take no money out of the pot. They just got that off advertisement money. They didn't even spend none of their own money. So I'm like, yo, you can't find that same type of shit for this fight, which is going to be way bigger than that fight. Like who? I mean, let's keep it real. Who the fuck is Caleb Plant? I'm sorry. Like, so, and Canelo's great and all, but even his fans are getting tired of watching the bullshit fights. So you got two very strong fan bases that we like. That's like, yo, low key that shit on black people. We're not stealing this fight, bro. I'm buying it from my house, my brother's house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all paying for this fight.
I tell you
nobody
what,
wants bullshit ass stream with no damn virus on my computer. Nobody want to do all that.
I tell you what, King Kings. I tell you what, King Kings. They fuck around enough. I'll stream that motherfucker. Keep playing with me.
I would stream everything else if they don't give me the fight.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm only paying for that fight. Anything else, I don't give a damn if it's Boots, whoever. It's stream time.
Yeah,
stream time.
But it's a reason why they didn't want Bob or Kinahan in this shit, because they know that shit would get made in a New York minute, man. They know it, and it's just like Cayman wants all control. And I don't blame him, but dog, you got to give us what the fuck we want. And then have y'all even noticed that PBC don't even have a fall schedule? He's holding his own fighters.
They got two fights coming up with the what do you call it, the Ocampo versus Fundora, and one more, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a schedule for the fall. They had a whole list in the summer.
It's dead for them over there, man.
I'll tell you, like if they give us Spence Thurman, that's stream time.
Oh
yeah, Spence Thurman is stream time.
That's
after
stream
they
team all the way.
After Spence kicked and dragged his feet, I'll never fight Keith Thurman because of how he was.
No. You're gonna do what Al tells you to do. That's what you're gonna do.
Al says, mate. It's either that fight or it's Bud. Which one?
It just seems like it's a cult over in there.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
This really seems like it's a cult, man.
There seems to be some crazy brainwashing going on over there too. Like,
I'm trying to figure out why. I honestly am.
That's why I was telling y'all last show this is on the Boxers, because it's like this week we see Tate coming out with some weird shit about Floyd, and it's like, bro, you re-signed with him. So if this so bad, I'm sorry, y'all. If I go to a restaurant, my food ain't good, I'm not gonna keep going there and eating every week. Like, it doesn't make goddamn blaming them and these ads re-signing. Like, okay, if they're not giving you no money, and then I hear other promotions offering you money, then why aren't you over there? Then it's something else going on. Like, it doesn't make sense. You giving me a complaint, and then I see Adrian Broner, somebody offer you $40 million. And yes, that was a smaller place, but that's still $40 million that you weren't going to make. You swear you so broke. How the hell aren't you signing that? Like, what the fuck is going on? So that, like, yo, after the first deal, fine. But after, like, when you re-sign 2-3 times, how the fuck, like, oh, but then as soon as he ain't paying me no money. Oh, I got negative 2,000 in my bank account. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Then you're an idiot. Fool me. Shame on myself.
Yeah, why do you keep going back to the PBC if it's like, yeah. That's why it feels like it's a cult.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because KOK, what you described, that's the steak analogy. It's like, you don't go to a restaurant, order a steak, then eat the whole damn thing when it tastes terrible, then ask to get a new one. You speak up right away.
Yeah,
it's like how Floyd Schofield, the interview he had, how he described the contract, man.
Yep.
He was like, we take the money, he take less, but he get ownership over my name, image, and likeness. And then when the contract up, they still gotta listen to what Al Heyman say. They can't do nothing without him.
Disparity clause where you can't say
disparagement.
Disparagement. Oh, I like to thank Al Heyman. Like,
that's probably why Tank Davis keeps taking down his tweets and his posts.
That's exactly why they delete them, bro.
That's why they delete them, and that's why Adrian Broner gets fucked up as well, because he comes out and says against Al, and then all of a sudden it's weird. It's all
because Chad, I was saying this yesterday. Chad, I was saying this yesterday on Jules Live. It's like, okay, like at this point, you should know that whatever you posted, it will still get seen and screenshotted by people. So, like, even if you delete it, it's still out there. So why do you keep doing it, you idiot?
Exactly.
Because hey, Brody, they just human like us. They want to express their feelings, but they just can't, bro. Well, they can, but
up there because you delete it, it's still been screenshot.
Nothing wrong with that, but it's like you should know by now. Like whatever you put out, people are gonna see it.
Yeah, true that.
You can delete it. It's still there. It's still there. Someone.
Yeah, once you let that out the bag, you can't take it back. You know, it is
all
what
of
it
the
is.
publications. All of the publications. Fucking. As soon as you tweet, they've got notifications on who they want. As soon as you tweet, ding, they get the notification. They screenshot that
Click,
shit.
screenshot. We got it. Okay.
And we got it, and then we've got it for our publication. You know, so I don't understand, man. It's just fucking ridiculous over there. There's something weird out of PBC. Can't put my hand on it. Can't put my finger on it. But what I've seen, and even even what I saw with Floyd over at Mouse yesterday, and he's going to do a breakdown. And there's some things that he was saying, and that's why he said they got offered a deal from PBC, and it was trash. It was like what you guys was just talking about, what AJ just said. It was basically a 360 deal, and they couldn't guarantee them. They wouldn't guarantee him, the young buck, three, not even 3 fights a year.
Yeah.
They couldn't even guarantee that. Whereas Golden Boy has guaranteed them 4 to 5. You know, and
slave contracts.
Supposed to be slave contracts like everybody else, but it looks like the fucking slave track is over there.
That's probably why each one of them thank Al Heyman. That's the first thing they do is thank Al Heyman after every time they win a fight.
You thank Al Heyman like you do. You're thanking the guy that's fucking, and I said this, and I know Jules has said this, but I said this I said it to Lisa. I think I said it to Lisa. I said, you see this advisor tag, we all know it's to get around the Muhammad Ali Act. It's gonna backfire soon.
It's catching up now.
When it's going to come out that Al Heyman is really a promotional company. It's going to come out, and you can see it's on its way. I've been saying that for ages and ages. It's going to come out, and then it's all going to implode.
Hey, shit.
I think he definitely presenting some of the biggest thing when they said at first was based is that they were like, Al Heyman's advisor. He comes to them with, okay, these are your 3 fight options. But you can manipulate by if people give you fight options and you don't present those to the client. So there's an issue there. But the shitty part is, like I said, we don't know because these guys say so much stuff that's contradict. It's like I said, it's like watching an angry girl from where boyfriend. Oh, he ain't nothing. And then the next day, oh, I love him so much. Like what are you like? Dude, like I understand that when you were on the contract, but when you got off contract, this is the one thing I say about Terrence Crawford. Like I said, when he got out of contract with Bob, he basically shitted on him right in front of him. Like, yo, dude, you didn't give me the fight. Blow, you ain't paid me. I'm suing you, how I got dropped or however they figured it out. It is what it is. But that's the thing about it. So, like I said, when you get out of the contract, why you keep rushing back over there? Like, I promise you that Adrian Broner could get fights with other networks. What are you doing? Is it what stuff is it that the boxers got going on that they don't want to become public where they keep putting this shit? Like, it just doesn't make any damn sense.
It doesn't. And it's, like I said, it's super. It's Twilight Zone round there, mate. It's super Twilight Zone, and there ain't nothing that we're going to be able to change. It's going to implode somehow, some way. It's just, I just don't think it's great for boxing. Especially American boxing already is suffering as it is. And we don't need anything else to just, like, propel this. Like, I don't know how you guys over there think of what's happening with boxing.
I mean, honestly, the only outfit that still has a popping in the States is Top Rank. They still give us good cards.
Yeah, Top Rank is really good cards. Top Rank.
Leave it to the UK. We'll put boxing back on the map for you guys. Don't worry.
We're doing it for you.
I look forward to the match.
Dana White. That Dana White whoever he is, mate. We'll give him a run for his money.
If you a run for your money, old fella.
Y'all just witnessing the beginning of it. You're gonna see, like, I don't give it but 5-10 more years where it's like such a fringe sport where maybe it's not even televised. It's not televised now. Like they don't have fight. ESPN doesn't have Friday night fights no more. Everything is either on an app or
sadly, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's like really, it's so fringe to the point that there's YouTube channels that are more popular than boxing over here.
Boxing over there, no, isn't it? That's quite crazy.
So I'm gonna change my name to King of MA Sports or some bullshit.
King of combat sport,
Contact sports, so I can start talking about other shit.
Where did it all go wrong though? Where did it all go wrong for US boxing though? Because
big fights not happening. Big fights not happening.
No, it was even before that.
How long has it been happening for? Because as a boxing fan of all my life, been brought. One of the things is that where you are in America, we're kind of in the same sort of situation before TV got involved in boxing in this country, where we're very much in the doldrums. The big fights, we used to, stay up late any day of the week to watch you guys. Watch Hagler Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Benitez, Larry Holmes versus Jerry Cooney. We were going over there because we had the same problem. We're talking in the late 70s, 80s, where basically boxing was a fringe sport because what was happening is that we weren't getting live fights. The fights were happening, and then we used to watch it the day afterwards on sports night. I never thought that a country that has produced some of the best boxers of all time is in the doldrums like that. And I never thought I'd see this day, but I'm with you guys. I don't see boxing surviving in 5 years' time in the United States. I really don't see it happening.
Hey, Kitty, just to elaborate on what you're saying, man, and I think when boxing started taking a turn, man, is when motherfuckers was hiding behind that and then
the Mayweather blueprint. Everyone thought they wanted to be Money May, and
no, it was. But the funny part is it was before that. The systematic decline has happened over time. It's just we didn't notice it because Floyd actually was able to. Floyd, as a smaller fighter, was able to prop up the fight game here for a period of time. That's the part of credit he doesn't get is that he kept it alive. But a lot of our best heavyweights a glamour division. You guys see that in the UK. If you're a heavyweight, a lot of them are there. They've moved there. You know what I'm saying? So if our best athletes in that since Klitschko days have not been in boxing. They're just not.
King, just to say what you were saying, not disagreeing with you. You're right, because the guys that's 6'3", 6'4", they either in the NFL or NBA. Guys in America ain't trying to get hit in their face.
Take it, but it's even further than that. Like in our local neighborhoods, I grew up in a neighborhood where we had boxing gyms and stuff. You don't see those anymore. So like it's just not. But you see football fields everywhere. You see high schools with college level football fields at their school, man.
Yeah,
it's just. And then even the other thing that killed it was putting so much of it on pay-per-view and us getting such shitty fights on pay-per-view. Like I'm gonna just tell y'all, the Klitschko era here in America was horrible for American boxing.
Oh my
God. It was so bad that like you didn't even talk about fights. Floyd kind of resurrected that when he took over, and that flamboyant personality that people want to shit on, that's what raised the interest in boxing. So once he died and he didn't have no real successor, because the guys that come in are kind of plain, they suck, they don't know how to sell themselves, they don't know how to promote fights. You know, you don't have Don King in boxing because you can say what he want, he made the fights, or your ass didn't fight, you know. And then it just slowly died from there. So when it went to pay-per-view, now everybody's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna stream. Well, at first streaming was difficult because you have viruses. They didn't. Man, these stream sites are excellent. They're better than the damn apps you watch the fight on. Like, so it's just like you giving too many options. So slowly the fan base has dwindled to the point that for a football game can get 100,000, a college football game can get 100,000 people watching the stadium, and then have 20 million people watching it at home.
I heard about it.
College? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Kenny.
College football has 100,000. They have 100,000 stadiums for teams that aren't even ranked in the top 25.
Hey, Mr. Kenny, look up Oregon, and you'll get all your information from the Oregon.
So all these things I've been hearing is actually true.
What'd you say, Kenny?
Can I just say something? All right, I'm going to ask you guys a question, because I heard about this 30 years ago. And I thought can't be true. Is it still true? So basically, a university can sell TV rights of their games of non-professional students, and they get millions of pounds for it, and they sell at stadiums. College? College football, college
The college,
basketball,
the
college
college
baseball.
football probably makes more. No, they do. They make more than boxing. The college football makes billions of dollars, and the players are not
my
paid. They're not even allowed. A lot of teams don't even let them put their names on the back of their jerseys.
Hey, King of Kings, that's over with now. It's the NIL deal. So yeah, bro, like they could do all that shit now. These guys, these kids are getting like Master P's son who played in at Xavier. He got a $2 million endorsement off that NIL deal. Colleges where it's at now.
Hey, do you know it's cool and all, but to be honest, that shit's like 30 years late. Like them colleges have made so much money, man. It's ridiculous.
You're right, because
Oh,
I mean they've been doing
believe
it,
it.
but I'm glad.
Hey, so yeah, Kenny, they just passed it so those players can start capitalizing off it. But here's how bad it was. For instance, if you were a scholarship player, and I know this because a friend of mine played at the University of Alabama. If you were a scholarship player, they provided meals, so you get 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
The way it was set up is you can't get more than that. If you get more than that, you can get suspended, all this other shit. A bagel was considered a snack, so you get 2 snacks a day. But if you put fucking cream cheese on that bagel, that's one of your meals for the day. That's the type of bullshit that they were running on these fucking people. Now you got to imagine these guys are coming from the poorest neighborhoods. Like it's a coincidence you go and look at fucking Boise State and there's no black people in that state, but their whole football team is black dudes. So they have no choice. They come in and they're like, this is just a huge opportunity for them. They even to the point they just now get in, so they got insurance where before in college, if your knee got fucked up, your career was over. You didn't make no money, nothing. So they're just now fixing that in 2022.
Now with the NIL, now with the NIL it covers you, man. And to be not to get off subject with this NIL, man, I'm not gonna lie. This is the best season I've seen college football. You got teams like fucking Appalachian State and Marshall winning games against FBS schools. Like so. A lot of those FBS players who were sitting on the sideline, they getting good play time coming from like the SEC, like you say, like Bama, Tennessee. They going to these other colleges, and the competition is even raised now. But nonetheless, though, that's what we saying. Like
Okay, that's enough.
Competition. There's no amateur. There's no amateur program.
We're from the UK. We don't care any about anything.
I was reading about the boxing.
So
it's just no amateur boxing. There's none in college. It's just not there. The infrastructure's not there. So it's been broken down badly.
Not there. Yeah. That's what it is. It's broken down. It went from being one of the most glamorous sports that you lot had, and mate. Hopefully it changes back. One can only hope, can't we? But you never know.
Especially American anti-Joshua. They need an American anti-Joshua to save the sport.
Yeah, you need an American AJ, mate. Can't get one. We can't borrow you ours. Our one's broken at the minute. Just a minute. We're just trying to fix him ourselves in the building. Shouts out to AJ. We need you to fix up and then, fly back.
We always talk about fires if they were from the UK. Certain guys, they're from here. If they're from the UK, they were like, we'd be like, yo, that dude would be a superstar, bro. But here he's just another guy.
Anthony Joshua would be even a mega dega. Like, if he was American and you lot flew the flagship for him like that, he would be. Canelo would not even get a look in.
No, because he'd be a black heavyweight champion with knockout power. He would be revered here. That's what I'm saying. We haven't had a dominant champion that was super skilled. Like I said, it's been since like Tyson, Holyfield, and all of them. Shoot, we might as well just take Lenz Lewis because he with everybody. But no, it's like he's not ours. But you know what I'm saying? It's been that long. It's just
yours, yeah. He's yours a little bit. Mally Mal in the building. What up? Just try us at the last little bit. What up, Mal?
What up, Coach?
Shan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, AJ, what's going on, man? Kenny with the late read, man. KOK, what's happening?
Late read.
Yeah, man.
Man, we're just talking about what the state of US boxing is, the PBC, if Anthony Joshua was American, as you can hear, we just literally tried the contracts, the 98. By
the way, Coach, good work on exposing the PBC with Floyd and the Son, man. That was some good stuff.
Oh no, we got a show we're doing. He's actually going to break down the actual contracts. And
but when is that? Tomorrow? You doing that tomorrow or?
No, we're going to do it Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. I'm about
Thursday.
my
It's not going to be. We're not going to go live for it. It's going to be private.
No, you're going to do it
Okay.
behind
Gotcha.
and chop it up and
And
give
then
it
I'm gonna
us.
chop it up and then I'm gonna upload it.
Look
Gotcha.
forward to that.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. Like, could you explain, because you know, KOK is a bit more pro PBC, he is, and he thinks that the fight is not happening with Spence and Thingy. He's with us that, you know, they should just move on and like do you know, their Mandos or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's saying that it's the fighters' faults for, which is a point. It's the fighters' faults for staying at the PBC. If it's fucked up, why are they still staying?
Well, I mean, from what I've learned, and it's going to get broken down to me Thursday, so I actually have the receipts and be able to look at it and break it down. It depends on what you sign and what's in that contract, and some people have contracts to where, you know, you can't say anything about the PBC. There's a lot of people that have effed up contracts over there, but they can't say anything, or it's in the contract. They'll get sued, you know, no disparaging and stuff like that. So some people can't get out of their contracts. Some people may have thought they was free agents, only to find out that, hey, no, you got more fights left because we reserve the right to match anybody who you may, you know, want to offer you a fight to. So it's a lot that goes on. I think the thing that frustrated me as a boxing fan, Shan, was just a lot of the ignorance I see going on online. And I'm like, I don't remember seeing, like, when we used to watch fights, we wasn't caught up on contracts and promotional companies. I'm pro promotional company. Like, what kind of shit is that? I'm pro promotional company? I've never heard nothing like that before in my life. And that's just what it is. But this is the era that we're in. You know what I mean? And I'm just done. So it's a lot of stuff that I've learned. I just talked to Pop, a lot of stuff that I learned, but he's going to physically show it to me.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to physically show me two different contracts, and he's going to give me a breakdown of how it goes. And it's a lot of stuff that people say online. They be so off base with it. And you know,
sign the contract.
Yeah, sign the contract. Like, and I tell people time and time again, I'm saying, dude, there's no way I'm going to listen to a nigga behind an avatar. You know, you got a net worth of 2 figures. You broke, ain't got no money, and you on the internet trying to tell a guy who has a net worth of $8-9 million that he's doing bad business and he should do A, B, C, and D. Dude, literally, this dude has a net worth of $9 million. So whatever he's doing clearly has worked for him, and whatever you're doing clearly has not worked for him. Why has not worked for you? So it's crazy. Instead of wanting to see the fights, they get involved in all these other things that, dude, you don't know nothing about business at all, especially about the boxing business. As a fan, the only thing you should want to see, and this is just my opinion, is we want to see the fights. These new age fans, they're fans of promotional companies, they're fans of promoters, and I just can't rock with that. I'm old school. I'm holding the line. I don't give a damn, Shan. That's just where I'm at with it. So,
Coach, Coach, you know why they cap so hard like that? It's because that they're deep down they're afraid the fighter's gonna eventually get what's coming to him.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Like,
it is.
They like to talk the mess. They don't want to give up the ability to talk shit. They don't want to, like you said, our generation, we want to know. Like, I want to know, is this dude the best? I don't want to think or hype pop or dream or imagine. Like, let's settle it. Let's figure it out. And then if I take the L, damn, I want to lower my head and listen to you talk mess. They don't even want to go through that experience. Just enjoy the talking shit.
Okay, you know what though? It's not even like no one, like, for me. I understand when you have the two top guys fight each other. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. The guy who I may like may lose. But that's what happens when you have the best fighters fighting the best fighters. You can't tell, you know. And so, like, some people may fight in a really good fight. They lose a fight, you know, and it's like, okay, you lost, man, but you fought. You really showed a lot of heart and courage in that fight. And their stock may even go up. And now it's all about witness protection program, and they go to niggas splaining, and well, you got to be on this side of the street, and man, what's your baby mama look like? She light skinned? Oh no, she got to be dark skinned, dog. All these stipulations, moving the goalposts. You want me to do this, I do it. Then you say I got to do something else, I do it. Then you say I got to do something. Next thing you know, it's 10, 15, 20 different goalposts being moved. Nobody wants to see the fight. You just want to talk about what your fighter will do without him actually getting in the ring and doing it. So I'm not on that.
Very well said. Thank you very much. That's just the facts in it. As we'll all be tuning in when you decide to release those bits, Mal. Of I can't wait when you put that out. When what's his name, Coach Cal?
Calvin. His name is Floyd.
Floyd, sorry, my bad.
His name is Floyd. Yeah,
Floyd, it's Floyd as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he Floyd. Yeah.
Like I said before,
Shan. Shan. He's a very, very smart guy.
Yeah.
And guess what? He come from the music industry. He was an A&R for Universal.
I know. When he was saying that the other day on your show, I was like, oh, yeah. So he knows the 360 deals. He knows that. Yeah, like that kid has got a good father in his corner, innit? Like,
yeah, he does. He does.
That's why Golden Boy couldn't come to him with, shouts out to Golden Boy. They gave him the best deal. PBC gave him not a great one. He said
PBC and Top Rank offered him a crazy deal. He said MTK Global, same thing.
He said because they want to go on to DAZN eventually. They've got kind of like a thing. If they do good numbers, they graduate onto DAZN, which will be shouts out to Eddie Hearn in the building.
Right. And the thing is, Shan, is what I was saying was, you know how we always talk about it. When you side on the side of boxing, you'll never go wrong, right? Mm-hmm. The thing is, what I want to do, I want to dispel of this myth that because you are with a quote unquote Black promotional company, that those guys are different from the white promotional companies. Since these guys like to make it about race all the time, I said, okay, let's go. Let's make this about race. Fact of the matter is this. This is the Black promoter who's found a way to subvert the Muhammad Ali Act, and he's just as bad as you would say these white promoters are. And when you guys find out information and facts about that, I'm going to have the receipts later on this month, later on this year or whatever, not later on this week, sorry about that. It's like, it doesn't confirm what you've been programmed to believe. So you'll reject any information, any information that goes totally against your belief system, right? So you'll reject that, and you'll say because he's Black. I'm like, dude, if you could say Don King was ripping fighters off, and Al Heyman comes from the music industry, what the hell you think he's doing? I've never seen a guy who was a CEO of a company. He doesn't do interviews. He's not seen. Don't nobody know what he looks like. Like, I mean, I'm just being facetious with that. Bill Gates. We can interview Bill Gates right now. We can interview Warren Buffett. We can interview Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Like, literally. And these guys have way more money than the brother Al Heyman. But yet, I'm like, you can talk to Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum. But this dude here, I say, man, why this dude always so hiding and secretive? The Ponzi scheme will be up. Yeah, I just want to see the fights. I want to see the fights. So if you're going to come to me and go to battle with me about a promotional company instead of battling about boxing and wanting to see the fights, what I'm going to do, I'm going to destroy that which you believe in. But I'm going to come with facts. And if that's what they want to do, so be it. I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I'm all in, Shane. I'm dead ass serious on this. I'm committed and dedicated. I'm all in. They got me ready.
Today was a good show. I was watching while I was getting ready for my show, and it was lit. It was super lit. It's just people coming in going, "Oh, you just a hater, or you?" Yeah. Oh, that's because you like PBC that much. You are flying the flag for PBC like that. Like you calling into so it's just like it's just so pathetic. It's like any promotion company you shouldn't be fucking flying no flag for like that. Like, at the end of the day, Coach we're wrapping now, so you came a bit late, so I'm just literally wrapping up. We're going to be doing final thoughts. So it's AJ, then we're going to go to Key, then we'll go to King of King, then we'll go to Mal, then we'll go to yourself, and then myself. Like literally, we're 2 hours, and we made this one tidy today. I can't overextend.
Mr. Show, what happened to the 8-hour marathon, Chan?
That was last week. You weren't there, so go ahead, AJ. Go ahead, AJ. Anything that you want to say, wrap it up. I'll give everybody like what Mark does. We'll give everybody 2 minutes, and everybody can say what they got to say, whatever it is. Like, it's been a week of really no fights. You could touch back on anything that you want. and I'll just give everybody their 2 minutos. See, que tú
For
sabes.
sure. Yeah, I'll just keep it short and sweet. Once again, Chan, always a pleasure to be on. Respect and love to everybody on the panel. Kenny Ken, Coach Malachi, Sawab, KOK. Always appreciate being on here chopping it up with y'all. And yep. Can't wait to the next one. And we're looking forward to this weekend as well.
That was short and sweet.
Yeah, that was short and sweet, AJ.
I pretty much said everything I got to say. So.
That's what she said.
This is she said. So now we've also got Kenny Ken. You've got your 2 minutes on the clock, Ken. Tell them where they can find you and everything as well. You can wrap up anything that you want to say. Go ahead, Ken.
First and foremost, I'm on Instagram at KennyKen1972 and on Twitter at KennyKen1972. Most important thing is that we've got a massive boxing fight this weekend. How they managed to sell that fight? A fight I was against. Good luck to them. Shake their hand. Well done on the promotion. And then afterwards, you've got the all women event that personally I think it's missed the boat in making big money, because with the Queen dying and the Queen 70 years, I think they would have made much more money, got more interest if they had to fight at the time. So it's going to be big. You know what I mean? Missed opportunity. So the thing with boxing is that another fight's happening like day on the 15th of October. Deontay Wilder's fighting Robert Helenius. So I've got to get Wilder in, because as long as Wilder's fighting and breathing, and breathing through his nose and his mouth, I think he's going to make many a debate, even though a lot of people in the panel think he shouldn't have even been in the discussion. But it puts bums on seats, Deontay Wilder, and he can't box to a lot of people. That's all I've got to say.
Just to rebut that, not did I say that Deontay Wilder can't be in any conversations or discussions. We just like them to be, when he's not chatting shit. That's all. If you're fighting Helenius, let's not talk about Joshua. Let's talk about Helenius. That's all. Let's not talk about he's a protected fighter and your resume super trash. That's all I say. But that's how. Other than that, I like talking about Deontay Wilder. See, he makes it easy. He's a gift that keeps on giving. King of King Boxing. What would you like to say, sir? I'm going to give you your 2 minutes on the clickety clock.
There we go.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, thank you again, once again, for allowing me to be on the panel. Just want to say, my man Ken said, man, we got some good fights coming up, bro. Like, we can dwell on these little non-necessary situations, but the best way to help the boxing game is to really focus on the quality matchups. We got Devin Haney, a guy who not only did what it had to do to become this undisputed, he's going to defend his undisputed championship, which I don't think none of the rest of them have done it, have quite done that quite yet. I think Jermell Charlo will be next doing his, but that's an excellent fight. Look, guys, regardless of how we feel about the first fight, he's still overseas trying to get that fight done, man. That's going to be an excellent matchup. We got the ladies coming up next weekend. I mean, not this weekend, but on the 15th as well. Some great matchups there. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things going on in boxing. It's just unfortunately the bad things are the ones that take the headlines. I'm out.
Right. Oh, thank you so much, King of King Boxing. Now we got Mally Mal. What? Hang on. Let me restart the clock. Hold on. Look. Come on. We'll restart the clock. There we go. 2 minutes.
I talk fast. So yeah, I totally agree, man. I'm going to definitely focus on the fights that we have coming up, have right now for the rest of the week. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm really excited about the Conor Benn, the Chris Eubank. I'm going with Conor. I'm not a fan of Chris Eubank Jr. I'm just not going to lie. Conor Benn is the sympathetic favorite for me, so I'm gonna ride with him. Sebastian Fundora is fighting, and other than that, that's it, man. CHANN today, today reminded me of last year, where I was last year. And when I ended the show, I was like, yeah, I was so irritated. Like, I don't know what it was. I smoked one joint, it didn't do any good, so I probably got us burned too. And I was just so irritated today. Like, man, it is what it is. But the boxing, definitely love the sport of boxing. I'm a passionate fan of the sport of boxing, and I just got to call the foolishness out, the BS out when I see it. And I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm not gonna relent, not gonna back up. and I just want to advance and really help advance the sport and get rid of the BS. I wish I could be nicer like Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken is probably one of the nicest guys. Like, I am like the total opposite of him. It's like, damn. I be watching Ken, I'm like, damn, man, why I can't be more like that? What is it going to take? Do I need to take yoga or, talk to a psychiatrist? I don't know what it is, dog.
Coach, sorry for butting in. You need to thank Al Heyman. Don't forget to thank Al Heyman.
It's not your 2 minutes, Swab.
Hey, but Chan, I'm through. I know my 2 minutes is up, but I'm finished. Thank you so much.
Yours not up. You still got more on the clock.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
So anyways, I just want to thank the panel. Thank AJ, man. I love, thank Twitter, Kenny Ken for being a nice brother, man. I hope that I can be like you one day, brother. I really do, man. Just right now, I just got too much. I'm too fiery right now.
Thank Al Heyman.
Hey,
Coach,
thank you.
Coach, you got a red dot on your head.
Yeah, I'm finishing.
I know. Swab is just. I'm so glad the show's ending. This has no manners. He has no manners. I tell him, no, just shut up, Swab. My time now. You don't even get a turn right now. So I would like to say, look, I'm just like you, Mal. It must be an island thing because we're in the blood clot business, yeah. If we get hurt, we get hurt. Swab, I told you, don't speak, and you interrupted Mal's eulogy because he was desecrating these motherfuckers like Al Heyman. He doesn't know. He's already did shows desecrating Al Heyman. He's did it. Well, the PBC thingy. We don't need reminders, Swab. By the way, you can catch Mal 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Sunday to Friday. Yeah, Sunday to Friday, and we're on. I can't hear you, Mal. You're muted.
No. I was trying to say something to somebody in the chat. I just smoked the joint, so don't pay me no mind.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, we can see your lips moving. Go on, Swab. It's your turn. 2 minutes on the clock. You're lucky. Actually, Swab, you get 1 minute.
I appreciate that, Chan. First of all, I'd like to say.
Yeah. Go ahead. 1 minute.
All right. For 1 minute, I'll take that. First of all, I'd like to thank LadyChann. I would like to thank AJ, Kenny, King of Kings, Coach Malachi. Thank my God, thank Allah, thank Jesus Christ, all of that. But before all of you, thank you to Al Heyman, the Savior, the Messiah. And that's all I have to say. I wish everybody the best. Have a very good night. Make sure you thank Al Heyman before you go sleep.
Thank you very much, Al Heyman, Swab Heyman.
Yes! Yes!
Shouts out to Swab. And I just would like to thank myself for just being me.
Oh God!
Look, you told me it's an idiot. You know what?
Oh man!
It took us by surprise. That's all.
I think I really need to talk more with Kenny Ken. No, for real. I know. I want to. You know what I mean? Become more. More of a nice guy.
Coach, you haven't seen me at football. I'm a different person when
he's a different beast. You see what he does?
I'm not fit to be around human beings when my favourite football team loses.
Coach, you know what it is, yeah. You know what I can say about Kenny Ken.
I'm gonna be worse fit as well.
Yeah, seen it when he unleashed the dragon.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing about Kenny Ken, yeah, Coach. You know what you need to do, and this is what Kenny does, yeah. He wakes up in the morning, he thanks.
You got slapped.
What happened? Al got him. Al got him.
I like to thank Al Heyman. Look,
he's muted himself.
He's muted himself. Yes. Go ahead. Hurry up, Swab.
I already said it. I said, you know what Kenny does, yeah? Before he wakes up, he thanks Al Heyman. When he goes to sleep, he thanks Al Heyman. In his dream, he thanks Al Heyman. That's what it is. He's at peace.
Hey, tell Ken. Hey, Candice Moody is in the chat. I want to say hello to Candice.
Yeah, Candice in the building. We had Candice. I did say Candice was she was at work and all of that. So on the shouts out to we got to do the Swab, yeah. I don't want to say anything. You can just follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Get the Dundam Season merch, as you can see behind me there, www.dundamseason.com. Grab some great merch. Why haven't you lot been grabbing any more merch? Grab some merch. I've been having some new lot, but I don't know if you old lot think that you don't need. Oh yeah, Mal t-shirts in the. It's en route, by the way. Mal's got a t-shirt en route. Yeah, so shouts out. That's from myself. So I don't understand why. I know AJ's got Dundam Season merch. I don't know about King of King. I don't know. You ain't looked in the store. You're gonna have to look in my store. You'll like it, King of King. Some really nice stuff. Coach Ronnie Shields has got some stuff there.
I love my hoodie.
Got some stuff from there. I still got to send some stuff to the girls. You've got your hoodie. A lot of people's got some stuff. So shouts out to all the people that have bought some stuff. I need to get some stuff for myself as well, like the newest t-shirt that I still don't have, the futuristic Dundam Season t-shirt as well and stuff like that. So I do need to, now that it's gone back to now it's autumn, you know, we can Sawab, you need some Dundam Season merchandise in the building as well. Yeah, get back to wearing some bits and pieces. But yeah, so you know, there's stuff for everybody there. There's basketball socks, there's everything. But you know, Kenny Ken, I'll probably send you one as well, actually, and you wear it on the show. I'll send you one. I'll grab your size, and then if you want, and I'll send you one.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah,
hey,
we will
hey,
speak.
hang
Yeah,
on
so I'll
hang on here. I've got to get up early to watch this Good Morning Britain. This, you know what I mean? You've got to wrap this up.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving now. Yeah, I know you'll get it, Swab. See the treat. He's telling me to get off 9.
Should have turned to a giant clock.
I know.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm literally gone. Kenny, you could drop out if you want. I could sign off the show.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, get you.
See you guys next week.
Be good.
I won't mention the two. I won't see you, AJ. I won't mention those two fighters.
In the week. Yeah. No, that's all. Thank you, Kenny Ken, for coming through. And see you later, babe. See ya. Kenny Ken is in the building. Malachi is in the building. Swab is in the building. Oh, I'll be on it throughout the week, though, guys. This ain't going to be the first and last live. We're going to be doing some Chris Eubank and Eubank.
That's a rewatch, right?
Watch. I think we can get the technical difficulties off from Mr. Mercer. But if not, don't worry. You will be seeing me intermittently throughout this week. Anyway, so you know it's been a bit neglectful. So I will be about this week. So yeah, catch me. You may catch me tomorrow. You may catch me Wednesday. It depends, but just keep a clock of the community tab. And you know I am that. You know we only deal with the truth around here. It's stats, facts, and data. And if you don't like it, it's probably not a channel for you.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
They can't handle the truth. But you know I'm that bitch, so you know how I have to sign out because I'm that girl.
You're done, it's hype, you suck at life, you don't want a round 3. Worship the queen and your mic to pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Ferrari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes fucking repel that.
And then you know when Al Heyman asked Terence Crawford, like, could we just do this fight and could you just do it for free?
What you talking about, mister? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Manny? What you talking about, Dad? What you talking about, Willis?
I don't know what he was talking about there, AJ. That was a crazy one. But, you know, Errol Spence was okay when he thought he was getting a payday from this.
Payday. You want payday. I know that.
But,
yeah,
you
that
know.
Was fine.
Yeah, but, you know, knowledge is key.
Knowledge is key. So if it's one, not bad to see nothing because nothing not got one. Lock off your eyes, cock me, make you come.
Yeah, I think Al Heyman, he must have found bumped his head and needs to take his medication, offering them sign of slave contracts. Maybe.
I mean, seriously, if anybody signs after that, God help them. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? After that's been exposed and put out there to the ether.
Yep. Al Heyman, you need to
Shut your bitch ass up!
Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want it no more. So I sign off. I'm
Boom,
going
Lady
to
Chan.
I'm going to say thank you to all of my co-hosts, which was AJ all day. Hang on, where did you go? AJ all day. King of King Boxing in the building. New Media Today, USA Boxing, Malachi. Also Suave Boxing. Also Bobby in the building. D Young was in the building. And my co-host Kenny Ken was in the building. So I'm going to give roll call. So Modern King Boxing, my favourable members in the building. Join the membership, guys. Ringside Reporter Live, King of King Boxing, Lisa Bales, Stephen T, Mark Nash, Donald Banks in the building. Make sure you join the membership. You get some good parts. New Media Today, USA Boxing, AJ all day, Charlo, TJ in the building, Haplo in the building, El Primero in the building, Ya Tu Sabes in the building, Dr. P in the building, Suave in the building, Devil Beats in the building. There's someone else that I forgot to put down and I still can't remember your name because you haven't come today, but you was in the building. Shouts out to all my members. Thank you for joining. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep none less. Come box with CHANN. LadyChann has left the building. Gone. LadyChann. Fight.